Hello, hello. Welcome to our Mentor Map Rando tournament. We have our medium lower bracket round number 4 between Divine and Pool Float. I am Change. Divine's mentor is Words, and Pool Float's mentor is Beard. We're playing our bans this round for the items were Space from Divine and Gravity from Pool Float, and then Pool Float picked Speed and Divine picked Spazer, which means we will start with Speed and Spazer, and then we'll find Gravity and what's it called? The other one along the way. Try and get them synced up here. Hard to sync up here with out a timer on Divine, sadly. Yeah, I'm not sure about how far ahead everyone is. Oh, I forgot the tracker. We do start with Speed and Spazer. Speed and Spazer. And then we just collected Gravity for Mr. Pool Float. And Divine should be finding this in just a moment here. A little bit of opposite order here. No big deal. So, still no ammo and still no morph. Morph is the most important thing, and then if we can get super missiles, that will open up most of our doors along our way. Yeah. So we are well on our way in this seed. We have quite a bit of movement so far, so pretty open seed. Like I said, the supers and the morph ball, probably the most important thing, and then after that, power bombs are also very good, and some sort of bombs in general. All those very good to check out. But we're down into Brinstar for Pool Float and finds Aqueduct, and there is our Morph Ball. So that opens up even more of our areas. We do have a decent amount of tanks so far too. And Divine not too far behind here. So we will get Morph Ball within a few moments of each other, which is a good sign for both of our runners. Not a tremendous difference here. Oh, we get the map for Brinstar here. If we get some missiles, which are available to us down in the pit, we can get the major up top here. So I suspect that's the next thing. We can also go into Big Pink here, get X's and majors. So lots of things to collect around here. But both of them well on their way here after taking a brief pause for this map here. See what they decide to do from here. A safety save from Pool is good pretty good decision. Has been quite a while since they saved, I think. And not too many rooms that are dangerous between here and there, but the Everhall can be a little bit dangerous. But with one suit, shouldn't be that big of a concern. But both of them taking the path down to missiles before either Big Pink or the Major at the top of the elevator there. Slight lead here for Divine, but nothing super major. Yeah, couple hits there for Divine. Like I said, it's not a free room here. That's why I like the safety save there for Pool Float. We'll see a farm here from Divine. And another safety save here for... Okay. Probably a good idea to safety save there. You could run into some pretty mediocre majors up here. But gonna farm up a little bit here in Business Center before doing anything. And takes the dip into the full farm too. Interesting. And there's Divine save. So both of them following the strategy of save early, save often. Where? Oh, okay. We're gonna see the spark up for Divine. Oh, okay. Just to revert. So fairly similar places. I'm gonna see a short pause here from Pool Float. Getting them and their mentors' bearings there. And ice beams up here. That's a very good item. Nice Zeb skip if they can accomplish that, which I expect both of them have been practicing that fairly readily for the tournament here. But lots of mapping here for Pool Float versus Divine. A little bit slower movement, so both having their own long differences in terms of skill on the seed. Divine will turn off ice for his farm here. Let's see if Pool Float decides to farm. They are just heading into Big Pink after all, so it's not a dangerous situation. The most danger you'll be in is the Everhall. And you do have ice for that, and so that pretty much negates a lot of the danger if you decide to freeze the Evers. Divine only freezing one of them there. Alright, we see slightly different patterns here. I think that was a mistake by a Pool Float heading down here. Thought that was the entry into Big Pink, but it is not. And Divine finds Spring Ball. No bombs, so we could see something like Spring Ball Room or something else like that as progression, but no, there's just bombs there, so just nice quality of life there. And we will see the bottom left here, because there is a major at the bottom left of Big Pink here in the wrecked ship E-Tank room. Nice and empty room down here this time. Ooh, that's a nice item to grab in high jump. No more short jumps from Speed Booster without that. And slightly behind here in Pool Float, gonna grab all the items just shortly afterwards. So far, fairly linear seed. This Brinstar looks like it only connects to C and M here, so we'll see which they decide to go to now. They could also get the major there in bowling. if they're willing to do the gate glitch here, or the, not gate glitch, the super block here in Big Pink. Not in logic in medium, but not like a super difficult trick in general. Oh, they don't have supers. What am I talking about? They can't do that yet. Still looking for supers. I completely forgot about those things. So without supers, still can go back up to criteria or come down to Meridia. Is there any other X's we can get around here? Doesn't look like it. So one of the other two zones will be the option here. We'll see which one each runner prefers. All right. Pool Float using his last power bomb to get through into Meridia here. And gets completely blocked off, sadly. Oh, we're going to see a speed booster through the blocks. Oh, very, very bold here from Pool Float. But there is a map right here in Meridia, so that is quite nice for him. Ooh, not Fantoon either, so that's also free information here. We could get the X on the left. It's a lot of heat to go through, but possible. Don't know if that would be in medium logic, but it would be a good check nonetheless. Let's see. Not much else here in Meridia. Just that, really that X. There's two X's around here. That's about it. Both of them are achievable with a little bit of heat. So we'll see how comfortable Pool Float is with their hell runs here, maybe. And Divine is taking the alternate path up to criteria. So very interesting divergence here. And Pool Float decides, no, nothing here is worth his time. Gets a spark, but sadly sparks into the ceiling. But second try, oh, almost. A little bit too much holding left there. Didn't get the initiation of the spark there. But there we go. Third try. Pretty good ability there to get through the blocks in Parlor by Pool Float. And it does eliminate that Meridia region. Did we have any connections there? Yeah, we did have some connections there in Meridia. But we will see if criteria does pay off quickly here, or if it's a really long, tedious show here for their runners. Still really looking out for supers here. Probably the most important thing they can find at this point, with gravity, a couple tanks, and speed booster. Varia, the other kind of important thing, but does not really it semi-affects your ability to do rooms, but you just have to be comfortable in the heat rooms, and you can sort of avoid it. At this point, or collect tanks and avoid it that way. But let's see what we get in this elevator for Divine. Quite a bit more explored region for Divine here. I think Pool Float has forgotten he doesn't have supers, as I did earlier in the seed. Pretty easy thing to forget sometimes. Used his power bomb. There's some bombs for Divine, not the major he was looking for sure. But nice quality of life item to get in general with 5 power bombs. And Pool Float is now scanning his map for more things to grab here. Meridia did have the 2 X's that they could go for. Everything else here seems to be super locked, and the other option is Criteria. And Divine actually blinded away from the map here, which is kind of surprising. He was going pretty far left there, tried to go left, to go right, to go down, which didn't work out, but sometimes it's a map like that. Again, trying the strategy of left and down. Gonna kill off Croc here. Definitely not in logic for medium with 20 missiles, I don't think. They would probably want way more than this. But there might be some missiles around that we haven't collected, so... sometimes it's good to do it a little out of logic. And this is a terrible fight for him. Alright, so Pool taking an alternate route here. Gonna go through this Bryn pre-map room that I think Divine never checked. Which, they did see the toilet up above, which led through a room, which is probably a good thing to do for Pool to go through this room. And he does find an entrance to Turian here, actually, with the Turian area tiling here. So we will see a Turian entrance somewhere around here. Alright, and we just saw a E-Tank over there at Croc of some sort. And there's Turian entrance for Pool Float. Didn't see too much of it. We're going to try for this Criteria map first. We did see Dragon the instant he entered Turian, so that's good knowledge for them. One boss here. Quite a bit of heat around here, though. And can they get to this Criteria map? Looks like it's super locked, so probably super locked here. We did see most of the other area here explored for Divine, and Divine coming back here. I think it wants Screw Attack for this with High Jump, and it's super locked anyways. So, still really on the lookout for supers here. Doesn't look to be anything here in Criteria for them. They've both explored a decent amount. I guess we still have a little bit over here that we could explore down near where Pool Float is and where Divine is coming to. A little bit of an interesting peak there by Pool Float. Don't really have a way to the top of West Ocean, but trying to peek the item there. I didn't see it myself, but so far no luck with this map. So unfortunate for our runners. And both of them heading similar way now. And almost the same room. And there's a major there. Okay. We get Charge Beam. Okay. So that would put Croc in logic now for Divine, but we did see just a tank there, so funny little check before the logic there. Ooh, unfortunate death there from Divine. He did see the caution tape there, so should have been a little bit more careful with his entry to that room. There is Yoink Room, that Pillars Room, and Ridley Room. So all of them can be sort of avoided just by doing a spin jump into the room and then wall jumping off the door. So, unfortunate decision there. Oh, we did get charged for... I didn't see if he picked it up or not for pool float, but looks like he won't go through the caution door, surprisingly. Gonna farm up to full instead. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Be careful with the caution door. As we just saw from Divine. They could also save this charge beam too. Looks like that's what Divine will do. Go up to this save in... No, he's not. He's heading downwards. Okay. He hasn't checked down here. It makes a lot of sense. There we see pool float being a lot more careful with the entrance there. See what he does now. Now that he knows the room, good decision for that power bomb. And then wait out the shots from the pirates. Excellent room traversal there from Pool. So some new rooms here for Pool. Let's see if we get anything good. More missiles, not what he wanted to see, but he can go down to the bottom of this pre-pillars room too. Let's see what we get down here. Still really looking for super missiles. That is the one thing that they really need to check. There was 2 X's that they could have gotten down there in Meridia, so that could be the possible progression. And Divine gets the bad news of no way to map here that we've seen. I don't think we're going to find it on the way down here where pool float is. So, kind of a rough seed for our 2 runners. We have the 1 map for Divine in Brinstar and 2 maps for pool float here, and a lot of blinding in Criteria. Yeah. One thing that I didn't like from Pool so much is that he saw 2 X's that were possible to get, but refused to try for them in Meridia. Better to go with what you know than what you don't know most of the time in Map Rando. And he knew about 2 X's in Meridia that were possible to get, and refused to try for them. Which is usually they're difficult to get, I will give them that. They were very difficult X's to get in general, but you should try for them in general. Because better to go with what you know than what you don't know, as we're seeing right now. A lot of time wasted here in Criteria in general. I do understand Divine's kind of mentality here. At least trying to get map in Criteria is not bad here, but leaving those 2 X's behind for pool float was a unfortunate decision that will cost him quite a bit of time. Because he's now just either blinding in Criteria for nothing more than what he's already done, and then going back to Meridia anyways, or going back to Meridia now and trying for those X's after burning 10 minutes. So you got to treat X's as absolute majors when you don't have all 3 ammo types. But looks like Divine will be the first one back into Meridia here. So he will be in the lead here. But I hope Pool Float goes to Meridia instead of blinding more of Criteria. But we will have to see. Still a lot of region left to blind here in Criteria. Still a maybe possibility that he could get mapped. He doesn't know yet that he's blocked out completely. Divine has the knowledge advantage there, at least. Alright, looks like we will see more blinding here in Criteria for Pool Float, leaving him a little bit even further behind. And Divine will be here in Meridia, full knowledge. I think Pool Float will be back down here in Meridia not too long from now. This is definitely an out of logic room, so this should encourage him to leave too. All right, so Divine sees the couple of X's available to them here. Both are through heat, so not keeping the Croc tank could be an issue. But we'll have to see how this plays out. There's... can they get to more tanks here? Yes, they can get to a couple more tanks here. So actually they can get to 4 more tanks and Norfair here. So technically we could go down to Norfair too. So we have a few things to do down here in Meridia. And unfortunately, I don't know what happened with Pool in the Adox room, but looks like they're heading to the left of that now. So maybe you got through that and saw the powerbomb door. Looking around for a few things here in Meridia. So Pool will probably find these bombs and maybe Croc as well, and be a little excited for that Croc here. But Divine going straight into Crumble Shaft. This is one of the X's that they can check. This is the easier of the two, I think. The other one through Volcano Room, so a little bit more heat there. This one done well, not that much heat. And there we are, there's our supers. So there's our progression. Very nicely done by Divine. Excellent work by him. Just barely getting out of there. Just farm the crabs, be safe. Yeah. And then we will try and find a refill here. And then we have one major up above that now the bowling is available for. Not logically, so this would be a sequence break for Divine if they choose to do that. But very possible. I would expect that both runners are capable of the super block trick in Big Pink. And it's fairly close here. And this, having to have Fantoon dead here, they're honestly not too far from it in medium. They do have a suit and quite a few missiles. And there's our bombs for Pool Float here. And very nice super block there by Divine. No issues at all with that maneuver. And saving power bombs here in Big Pink, or bowling. Alright, what is our major here in bowling? Now we can go pretty much everywhere. The big thing to find is Varia, and there is our Varia. So Varia is technically, in this difficulty, Fantoon locked. So an extreme late game item there for Divine. Fairly close now to finishing out the seed. He'll probably want... He needs one more tank, at least, and probably a little bit better beam here. I don't know how confident he is in Ridley. But here's Pool Float. With charge, is even more encouraged to do this. The funny thing is, supers might actually be later step than Varia here. It would be funny if they were meant to go to Fantoon before that. But who knows? Maybe it was just collect tanks here from like Croc and Meridia to get the supers. I guess they do have a spring ball for that crumble shaft, which makes it probably logical at this point with high jump and spring. Don't have to do any nasty wall jumps up crumble shaft. But good croc here from Pool Float. We'll switch to his sound here for just a moment. All right, so we're going into Turian from a different entrance here, actually. I didn't see the entrance here in Meridia. This will lead them back up to Crateria, too, eventually. So one thing that's interesting about Croc here is technically Spazer doesn't help you with the damage at all, so you can just turn it off. It's really funny. Every charge shot does the same thing to Croc for some reason. Doesn't matter. Except for Plasma. Plasma's the only one that's different because it pretty much instant kills Croc. But Spazer just makes it generally harder to kill Croc. Alright, well, Divine found the loop all the way back to Dragon here. Not comfortable doing that boss yet. Where's our Turian map here? Looks like it's just a little bit left of that elevator. So maybe he's on the good path now. Yeah, looks like he'll get there fairly well. See if we get any more majors here. Alright, there's Pool's third tank. And he did see the hell runs towards those X's, so maybe he keeps this just for safety. Alright, 4 majors here in Turian, as well as 2 bosses. So we're looking for Fantoon and Ridley at this point. Those are the ones we haven't seen. No bosses completed yet, though. And Pool Float has explored all of Crateria, the same as Divine has, blinding everything in the region. So now we'll have to go down there back to Meridia after a long, not very fruitful play there in Crateria, sadly. Alright, space jump for Divine, a nice quality of life find there. Make a lot of rooms a lot faster for them. So we'll go back to Divine's sound here, a little bit further ahead here for them. Alright. So Pool now knows where he has to go now. It's one of the X's in Meridia or down to Norfair. Alright, we get X-Ray for Divine here. If they can find Plasma, that's pretty useful. Decided not to check Spring Ball Room before going up top. Would have been a little faster to check the Spring Ball Room beforehand, but, you know, is fine. Not a big deal. Screw Attack, also a nice quality life find for doing rooms faster. So down to a fairly limited majors now. We got Grapple for Dragon quick kill, Plasma, and Wave. So some pretty good majors out there for these runners. And there's one left here in Turian. Looks like a long route to that crate. It's like you have to go all the way around. We have a speed lock there. Luckily we started with speed, so not the biggest deal. Alright, so Pool now double checking where he needs to go, and his options are very limited at this point. He could pretty much just go to Meridia or try Norfair. Norfair is also an option for him down at the bottom of Meridia, but likely we're just going to see Meridia here for an X. All right, so Divine going to collect this last major here in Turian before leaving. A good decision. All three left are fairly valuable here. Grapple being probably the worst to find, but it's still okay. Does give you that quick kill on Dragon, who is at the top of this region. So, but I would expect Wrecked Ship now, very close to that, and still 2 bosses to find. Not sure why they're doing this. They get 1 missile and Mickey Mouse entrance for this gate glitch. This gate glitch is... Oh, I guess they get to skip Baby too. So, valuing the gate glitch over the health... the Baby makes a little bit of sense there. Skipping the Baby on the way back. Alright. So, Pool luckily down into Meridia now. And yeah, see what... Oh, I guess he could go into this Turian too. It looks like he's not confident doing either of these hell runs in Meridia for these X's. Very surprising that he's going to a region he doesn't know again for items rather than sticking to what he knows. And with Crumble Shaft, with high jump and spring, that is fairly doable at this point, I think. In medium, I would expect. With 3 tanks. And there's like a lot of tanks available in Meridia, so they should technically probably have about 6 tanks by now. Okay, Divine does find Ridley here in Wrecked Ship. Not probably what he wanted to see, but you can't always get what you want. Looks like he's not going to be happy with that. Wants a bit better beam for himself. Alright, Pool finds the wrong kind of X for himself here. So, like, Divine didn't find any supers here. So we'll see if Pool Float checks more X's here and finds something. I think there was a couple more that they could have found, though. So still not a lot between them here. That Varia pickup, pretty nice for Divine. Getting those supers early, pretty big deal. Yeah, there's some supers for Divine. I don't know if they were locked behind more supers or not, but could be. Alright. So. Cool, actually gonna blind into Space Screw and X-Ray possibly here. Again, generally better just to check the right door here in early supers, so you don't have to double dip if it's a dead end at the end there. But both runners doing the same thing in that room. And just refusing to check it there is Pool, so not gonna blind into Screw Attack here. Might probably end up going back there now. Alright. Yeah, finally gets this Turian map. What will Divine's route now be? Will he be... He only has 2 tanks, so this Ridley fight very dangerous for them. Alright, Pool Float sees possibly 4 X's here in Turian. Technically, like, that is quite a lot of double items here in Turian, with Norfair Reserve and Watering Hole. So, Hello Raiders, welcome to our mentor tournament here. We're playing medium seeds. We have the lower bracket round number 4 between Divine and Pool Float with Words and Beard mentoring. Alright. Still no supers here for Pool, so still one more check of X's here in Turian. A little bit of an awkward trade there for Divine. Looked a little hesitant there and gets the stand up. Not a big deal, but a little bit slower in general. So we're still looking for a Fantoon here. We do know Dragon, Kraid, and Ridley location now. And yeah, Pool Float will go back for this screw attack here. A nice quality of life item for getting through rooms quite quickly. And Divine is going to check the X's here in Turian for a Ridley solution. Sadly, he will be very disappointed. They're all power bombs, as we can see from Pool Float's inventory. Just gonna get a lot of pretty unfun power bombs. So Pool Float could go over and grab the major near-wrecked ship now. Technically, he has enough health to get there, but he may end up avoiding it. It was grapple after all, so not the biggest of deal to avoid there. Gonna take the save, which might encourage him to go over there. Having a save close by does encourage some more risky tactics. Divine has a good option here, just to go through Dragon up to Criteria here, which is quite nice for him. If Criteria holds Fantoon, that'll be a great play. And looks like that will be the answer here for Divine after grabbing Grapple over here on the right. Is quite nice. The problem for Pool here is he doesn't have supers, so he doesn't have a way back without doing a reverse Croc Spark, which is technically possible here. They do have some runways, but it's not fun by any stretch of the imagination. Alright, we'd get double boss fight here more than likely. Oop. A little bit of a touch from Dragon there. And let's see, can he get the left side Dragon quick kill? This is the harder of the two, yeah. Much more difficult on the left side there. Have to do some jumping and maneuvering. Often get double hits on that side. Right side, a lot more friendly in general for the grapple kill. Another left side. Let's see if we can get some redemption here. There we go. Nicely done by Divine. So, 2 out of 4 done for Divine, and on his way to a map, which is possible Fantoon. How many maps do we have left, actually? I don't think we have Bryn. I don't think we've checked Bryn at all. Have we? No, we were in Bryn. Never mind. I don't think we've been to Norfair. Norfair is more Norfair and Criteria. So we have the top and the bottom of the world left. 4 maps. So this is a 50-50 whether this is the Fantoon here. So pretty good odds there. This was completely super locked map up here in Criteria. We couldn't get to there before supers, so we'll see if there's anything interesting up here. And pool float is still... Oh, that's a nice find for Divine here. Oh, and he gets the last major here. Everything up here in West Ocean. Still got to find his way to the map, though. But I think this is the only way towards the map. Yeah, he's got to go probably the bottom right door in this West Ocean. And there is Grapple Beam for Pool Float. So Pool Float is technically soft locked over here. He needs supers to get out, I think, if I'm correct. Yeah, unless Wreck Chip never wrapped around. So he technically needs a bailout super missile here. I'm not sure if we'll find one. There could be a super over here for them, but we'll have to see shortly if there is in Wreck Chip. And Pool Float will just take the baby grab here. Divine went through Mickey Mouse to avoid that. He did have Varia, though, for the gate glitch, so a lot more easy to get into Mickey Mouse than Pool Float has. Alright. Oh, Divine is abandoning criteria without getting the map. Very interesting. Going straight back into Turian Wreck Chip to kill Ridley. Still has to do it, but I don't know why you're just abandoning C. Now you're gonna have to double dip C as well. They do not know where Mother Brain is, so I don't mind the play so much. Oh, he can't get into Wreck Chip from over here. Yeah, Pool Float's just gonna have to revert his kill over here. Both doors into Wreck Chip were super locked. I didn't notice the elevator up there. That's the warehouse entrance elevator, which is super locked up there on the right. So nothing to do for Pool Float over here. He's just really struggling to grab these supers. He was the first one into Meridia, but chose to leave behind the double X there, both of which could be supers. We did see one of them was, but both of them could be in Meridia. And yeah, there he goes. He reverts trade and grapple. So, still probably has everything else, though, I think. All right. So Divine coming in with only 2 tanks here. Full beam, though. So fairly good fight here at 20 shots. So far, very good Ridley from what I'm seeing. And yeah, I think Pool Float will check these X's now finally in Meridia. And be disappointed he didn't do that at the very beginning of... Because I'm sure he will get them without an issue here. Yeah, this Ridley fight looking very good from Divine. Absolutely no hits from Ridley at all. Like, solid Ridley fight there from Divine. No issues at all. I wonder how confident he would have been if he had maybe 15 supers coming in at the first go with his fairly mediocre beam at the start. Oh, they don't have Wreck Chip map either. I didn't think about that. So technically this could be fan-tuned too. I didn't realize this was a Ridley locked map. I thought he had gotten this Wreck Chip map for some reason. But so that makes it an even better play to come back. I thought he had already gotten this. And Pool Float finally finds the supers. The space jump did make that a lot easier, but they did have high jump and spring very early, so Crumble Shaft is not super hard with that loadout in general. But maybe it did want space jump and screw. I'm not sure. Medium logic eludes me sometimes. But they did have all of these tanks available to them. So they could technically have 6 or 7 tanks right now very easily. So there was just, if you wanted to, you could grab it at any point in the seed in general. But we'll see it where Pool Float heads now. Varia not too far away from his current position. It was up in Big Pink there. Just above him in Brinstar there. But choosing to go down here, which will lead to no majors, I don't think. Heading down to Norfair here will be... Or, oh, Brinstar. Okay, he's going with Brinstar a different way? It's weird. Surprised he's going over here. Yeah, kind of odd. Not heading away from majors in general. Heading away from regions in general. Not too sure why. But Divine now just has to collect the criteria or Norfair map for Fantoon here. So very much closer to criteria here. Was pretty surprised when he abandoned it when going up for Plasma and Wave. Actually, he was very close to actually getting that map, I think, at that point. But chose to abandon it and come back down for Ridley, which was an okay play in general. But the double dip into criteria is hurting a little bit, but not as much as Pool Float's unfortunate super missiles here. Very Seed really locked in with a single, pretty much, pack of supers for progression here. And a lot of times runners will avoid heat runs in medium just because most of the time you don't have to do any heat runs in medium. But if you see a lot of tanks available, then you should be encouraged a little bit more to do those. And they did have a lot available to them. Alright, so Divine finds Decora here, so that will lead up to this map. Finally, after blinding almost all of criteria, we finally get to see this criteria map. And Pool Float will go down for this Norfair map. So technically, if Norfair has a Fantoon, but no Mother Brain, this could be a pretty good sign for Pool Float, but he is pretty far behind at this point, so that would be best case scenario for him. But this is turning out to be one of the longest maps to get here in criteria. Quite a long path here. But very close here. So if he thinks it's the Fantoon map, he should probably go in the right door. If he thinks it's not the Fantoon map, left door. And he chooses right door, which means he thinks it's Fantoon, which it probably is. Fantoon does like 3-door rooms. If it can, it will switch to three-door rooms, or minimum door rooms in general. They like to switch around single tile rooms in map Rando to make that happen. But final boss coming up here for Divine. Still needs a tank though, so. Alright, does he get the microwave here? Looks good so far. A little bit weird there. Doesn't get any microwave, sadly. Alright. Alright. There we go. Nice microwave, second time. Oh, and there's Mother Brain down in Norfair. So worst case scenario for Pool Float here. Does have a good revert here. So saves a lot of time there. Doesn't miss out on anything, so pretty good revert in general. And Divine will be going down to Norfair now. No tanks up here in Criteria for him on the way. Let's see, Brinstar on the way from Criteria. Don't know what he's collected in Brinstar. Maybe he could detour for a tank in Brinstar for a second. Could be an option. Let's see, Meridia. Meridia had a lot of tanks. He should probably just grab a tank in Meridia. At least one available to him there. If he wants to, maybe he detours here in Brinstar. We'll have to see. But we did see Norfair having Mother Brain and Criteria had Ship, so this is going to be a pretty significant escape. Microwave is... so there's a few bosses that don't get iframes when you're dealing with Plasma, and Plasma goes through enemies. So if you use X-Ray, you can eliminate the enemy's iframes and make them vulnerable once again, which means they will take another round of plasma damage. There's Watoon, Dragon, and Fantoon all have this because you're not expected to have plasma when you fight them in the normal game. So if you have Plasma Charge and X-Ray, you can microwave all of those bosses, as well as some normal enemies, for that matter. So that is generally how it works. You use X-Ray while your beam is on top of them, and Plasma makes it so your beam doesn't go away. So generally the gist of the solution there. Yeah, pretty good. So Divine did find a E-tank on the way back there. Nicely done in Criteria. Didn't see that one. We'll see if he wants an extra tank here, though. There's a couple on the way, so that extra tank is usually pretty good to grab before a Mother Brain. But we'll see how confident they are. They do have full beam, so the fight not too long for Mother Brain here. All right, so Pool Float does find their way into Wrecked Ship, but we did see this one was a Ridley locked map. So with this beam, Pool Float may just end up leaving once again here. Yeah, he doesn't have Vari either, actually, so absolutely no way they're getting this Wrecked Ship map, sadly. Pretty far behind at this point. Unfortunately left behind Varia here. And Divine very quickly making their way through Meridia. Let's see how they do here. Again on the map. Sees the two tanks here in Main Street. Would have to spark back up for the one tank here, but we will see if he does that. And Pool Float will just blind a few rooms here in Wrecked Ship. See if it pays off for them. There's some supers up there. That's pretty nice find for them. Don't think we're going to see a Variolus Ridley anytime soon from these runners, though. And Divine will go for this safety tank here, looks like. I like the decision in general. I like having a safety tank for Mother Brain in general. And first time into Norfair for Divine. Gets an extra pack of supers, always a good find. best damage in the game with double damage Mother Brain enabled here on our map Rando settings. You get double damage from supers on Mother Brain. And Pool Float now scanning his maps for more majors here. Might end up back in Criteria for Fantoon here, hopefully. And there is the last bit of information Divine needed. So we should be finishing this Rando up just a moment here. Gonna be a fairly long escape though. This is the absolute bottom of the world in Norfair. And we do have to go all the way back up to the top of the world in Criteria for the ship. So, gonna be a pretty long escape timer here. I would expect maybe about 4 minutes here. Not sure the exact path, but being this far apart is quite intense, and it's all upwards, not downwards, so it makes it a little bit longer in general too. But it depends on how many elevators and stuff are on the path too. But yeah, if you want to get your escape timer guesses in now, I would actually guess probably 4 minutes myself for medium. All right, so Pool getting a hug from Baby once again. And quite a few heated rooms around here, so I guess he can go back out through Crade, which isn't heated, so not too bad in that respect. Looks like he will go towards the refill down here, though, which is the safest play, I think. Maybe not. Maybe. I think they're head kind of hemming and hawing here. Nice Mother Brain fight there from Divine. No incidents at all there. And yeah, the path out looks fairly long here in Meridia, let alone anywhere else. So let's see what we got here. 4:05. So pretty close on to 4 minutes, actually. We had me for 4, we had 350 and 355, and negative an imaginary number. So unfortunately, not the correct guess there, but fairly good. But we'll see how well Divine does on his run back here, with a little bit of help from his mentor words. Hopefully they'll map out the route here fairly well for them. All right, and we get a Crade kill from Pool here while we're waiting. There we go. Pretty nice Crade kill there for Pool Float. And finally back up into Meridia here. Having some issues there with the Blue Bryn E-Tank room, also known as Taco Tank there. And Main Street on our path up here too. Lots of really vertical long rooms here. And Pool Float should be heading up into Dragon here, and probably up to Fantoon as well. See if he can get a grapple quick kill here on Dragon before the end of the game. farm a little bit of supers so you can get rid of these turrets. See how much extra ammo he puts in for this dragon kill. The suit will get him the grapple kill in about a tank and a quarter, so doesn't need to put in much ammo in general. And he gets the right side, which is quite nice. Much easier than Divine's double left side, but misses the kill. And probably put a few more supers in here just for good measure. All the while, we're traversing the entire map here for Divine. Just going all the way through the entire world just to get back. Oop. So we're not going for grapple kill here for Pool. Interesting. Still had enough energy there. Quite a bit of energy actually left. And takes a hit from Dragon. Got a double hit too. So now it's getting even more dangerous for Pool Float here. Let's see, does he go for this? No, doesn't get the grapple kill once again. And resets, actually. Interesting. And Divine finishes this out in an official time of 105.58. Hello, and welcome back to our Mentor Tournament lower bracket match between Divine and Pool Float. I am Change. Hello, everybody. So Divine is mentored by Word, and Pool is mentored by Beard. And this pick was Pool Float's. He chose Pirates. So we will see the pirate objectives, which include the Pit Room, the Metal Pirates, the Kraid Pirates, also known as Baby Kraid or Mini Kraid Pirates, and the Plasma Pirates. All have slightly different requirements. The Pit Pirates require Morph and Missiles, which is the one of the lower requirements. The Green Pirates require any of the ammo or a beam. You can do them with bombs too, I guess, or speed. Those are all the options for those ones. Plasma Pirates require screw, speed, charge, or plasma. That's the 4 ways to do Plasma Pirates. Metal Pirates are some beams do it. Plasma's pretty good at it. Speed does it. But generally, just a super pack does it, which is probably the way we'll see. But off we go. Wave in the Bomb Chorizo room. Always a fun person to see. Wave will make it a little faster, but we still get to get quite a few shots in here. Quite a interesting fight there. All right, both of them leaving BT's room pretty much synced up here. Oh, I didn't look at the timers. Yeah, they're all synced up pretty good. So we are indeed synced. And away we go. Our first item being Wave, which means we could be looking at some sort of gate. There is no gate glitches in medium logic, so every single blue gate is now available to us. No super gates are supposed to be gate glitched, so if we see any of that, that is a little bit of out of logic, but we could still see it. All right, so we see Brinstar map there, only collectible with Morph, but as soon as we get Morph, we can get that. Technically. Ooh, Divine not stopping a dime through the doorway, so almost slid off the edge there. Stopping a dime, which would mean holding an angle and only an angle to stop immediately. But so far we haven't seen where we are going to use our wave beam. Divine heading back up now to the start. So I'm going to try the left door here. And Pool, a little bit behind, but we do find our gate here in Green Hill Zone. So can't get the item here. Still need morph for it, but the top left door should be our logical progression here. Top right door, I don't think that's in medium without high jump. So I think that would require too much precision there to get up. Or ice, I guess you could do ice or space. But top left does have our morph, so probably straight back to this Green Hill Zone. And we did see morph in the morph ball tunnel, so just a standard map here, I guess. And there's our bombs for Divine. So morph into bombs, pretty standard for medium here. Medium does like to put early bombs in. We are not expected to do IBJs in medium, so this is the basic and the medium do have early bombs in general, compared to hard, which does not have early bombs because IBJs are technically required there. So they allow you to do more power bomb management in hard. All right, our first power bombs here for Divine, so we could be looking out for something along those lines. I don't think we've seen any power bomb blocks quite yet. Oh, the morph ball tunnel, right? Morph ball tunnel. That's an easy power bomb check here. So that's our next goal here for Divine. And pool float, I think that's breaking logic to this door, which interesting, but gravity a much better find here for our runners. And yeah, pool float just gets locked out by Croc Speedway up here. But good technique to know to get up to the top there. And Divine pretty quickly gets up to the top right here and will get locked out, sadly. So looking for a nice water room to go to, but hasn't found any water rooms quite yet. Oh, we did see. Oh, actually, we did see a water room. Never mind. We saw what's it called? Everest. We saw Everest. We can get that map too, actually. So that is a good play here for both of our players now that we have ability to get grapple and. Oh, we saw the pit pirates up here. I don't think. Oh yeah, we couldn't do it because we don't have missiles. Got to find some missiles and come back up here. Amazing that we've run into pit pirates and can't do them. Need the morph and the missiles here. But Divine, I think, heading towards this Everest now, as it is the only water room they've seen so far, which makes a lot of sense. And Pool will probably find the gravity very shortly here, so shouldn't be too far behind here. And yeah, pretty easy map to get here. Can't be Fantoon. Take your time with killing the crab first, yeah. Remove the danger. Alright, our first map, and looks like we can get down to that major in beach past fish tank here, I think. So that will be our next on agenda list. We still do need some missiles. There should be some missiles on the way down here. Looks like in the spooky missiles here, so will be a good pickup for Divine as well on the way down, as well as a tank. So good little items here. Ooh, using a power bomb there for Divine. Not a big deal because you have bombs, but unnecessary in general. Causes lag too, so technically a little slower. But well on our way for both runners here. I think Pool Float will follow in Divine's footsteps. Oh, we find a reserve first, which is very interesting. When you see a reserve in medium and hard, a lot of the times that indicates a hell run. That's just my notice of when I see a reserve, that a lot of times you get that nice juicy hell run somewhere in Logic. Did Brinstar have any more pirates on our map? I don't know. Don't know quite yet. But Pool will get our map here in a second, or not? Oh, we did get gravity on. Forgot to mark that. There's Spazer, not what you want to see, and there's one more major to get off to the right, and that is a hell run. Like I said, one reserve means just a little bit more pushing towards a hell run, right? So we will see it's a minor hell run, so. But unfortunate damage there for Divine. There is another tank, kind of on the way here, so in Mama Turtle, so they might pick that up before doing the hell run as well. But that hit from the what was it? What hit us? Ouch! Unfortunate for Divine, making him farm quite a lot here in Beach. But Divine did get his Spazer back. This was his pick last round, so he's getting his item back, whereas Pool Float not getting his speed booster back. So, where is? Okay, so Divine choosing to head out of here. Very interesting play. Again, stick with what you know rather than what you don't. A lot of time is a good thing to do in general in these map randos, because what you don't know is often just not available, or you can't get the map or some such, whereas sticking with what you do know, we should see another objective here too in Plasma Pirates, so we can't technically do that right now, so might be a factor in Divine's decision making here, but there's 2, possibly 3 majors down there too, so there is quite a few that open up Plasma Pirates. I think the only ones that would be in Logic in medium are the Plasma kill and the Screw attack kill. I don't think the Pseudo Screw would be in medium, but they don't need that many tanks for it right now, so I wouldn't mind them seeing them try it. Especially seeing as how there is a couple tanks on the way there. But they're both heading over towards that way now. We'll see if they both end up there or not. Pool Float still has a couple decisions to make along the way here. And there is Spazer wave for both runners here. All right. And Pool Float is double checking the path here. And Divine is going up for the extra tank above here. Technically, the hell run down there is not super dangerous, so he could easily do that on the current health. Technically, you can do it on 0 tanks, but this is a good safety tank to take, and it's not the top item in Mama Turtle, so it's also very safe to get on the right side wall. Don't have to wake Mama Turtle up at all. Which, Mama Turtle, if you woke her up, you could technically bomb jump to the top item, but that would not be logical here. But still a decent play. Double missiles is much nicer than a single missile at this point. But both of them heading over this way now. So Pool Float still a little bit behind here. And if he wants to go to this tank up in Mama Turtle, he's going to need missiles. So he needs to farm if he wants that one. Now gets a couple missile drops there, so good drops there, and gets the 5th missile. There we go. So now can technically get this tank up in Mama Turtle, which is quite nice for him, and has a little bit in his reserve. So if you have a little bit in your reserve, it is very good. You will not take a double hit. If you have full reserve, you'll probably take a double hit, though. It's a good thing to know in general for general traversal in the map. Ooh, okay. Pool is avoiding the Mama Turtle tank, actually. And, okay, Divine is not going for the majors over here. Very surprising. I don't know why he's not going for the majors over here. What? Why did he turn around? He knows Lava Grapple Tunnel's over to the left. I mean, there is a zone to the top left, too. But, again, better to go with what you know than what you don't, in general. And they can get at least the major down in Watering Hole. And that one could be hiding a super, too, which is important, right? You could go down to Watering Hole, get a super, and get... I mean, this run through the... I guess the Metroids here delayed him, because that's illogical. But, you know... technically there is... If you have enough tanks, technically it could be logical. But at 2 tanks, probably not logical. We did see a Turian entrance and a sea entrance, so maybe that's just the plan. No breaking logic here for us. Would have thought maybe we'll try a little sequence break there, but nope. It makes sense with the Metroid room there. I was not paying attention to that. We would need ice or maybe screw or pseudo screw. I'm not sure if all of those are in logic, but those are good ways to avoid Metroids in general in Super Metroid. So, or maybe another tank. And there's some more power bombs for Divine. Not the best thing to find. Wanted supers for sure. And Pool Float is going up for this extra tank. Let's see. Maybe he'll go back down to the Metroids after this tank. We will have to see. Again, there is tanking the Metroids is logical at a certain point. I'm not sure what point that is for medium, but there is logic for that, technically. Just not sure about the health, actual health numbers there. Alright, looks like Pool might go over there for the sequence break here. Whereas Divine, gonna stay to logic, maybe try and get this criteria map. What else do we have to do here in criteria? Oh, we get grabbed by the Metroid, but we're gonna get through for Pool Float. So, very well done. Yeah, you can get at least one major and the watering hole item. The hard part is getting back up. It's a little harder in the other direction here. So we'll see if he can get out here. But this is still good information down here, and there's an extra tank. So that does make it more viable to get out. So let's see if they can do that here. Not much to do here in criteria that I can see. I don't see much you can do. I guess there is this one path. Wait, no, this is up top. Alright. What do we get? We got high jump there, and what else do we get? We got plasma, okay. Plasma and high jump in well, that does kill the Plasma Pirates now, so technically can do that and get out now. So super bailout here on killing the Plasma Pirates for Pool Float. And with the extra tank, I think they should be able to get out here. So this might be a big lead for Pool Float. I guess Divine did have to go up here to kill the pirates up here. So this isn't a bad play no matter what, but don't think you can do all that much here. The problem is for Pool Float, he doesn't have super still, so technically you can't get the other major here, sadly. But the double major is fairly valuable. at Plasma and High Jump. That is very good. And a very easy kill here for the Plasma Pirates. And he gets a reserve. Oh, that's unfortunate for him, but means he has to farm up again to get this. Get back up Metroid room. But with these extra 3 tanks, if you're quick through the room, I think you just get through with a little bit of time to spare there. And Divine just gets locked out by a super door. I don't know if we saw that one before on Pool Float's screen or not, but so the difficult part here for Pool Float is just getting out here. It looks like the logical play is going to. So Divine. Oh, we have two objectives done now. We have Plasma Pirates for Pool, and Divine has the Pit Pirates. Both of them now have the Planet Awake, as you just saw in Morph Ball Tunnel. So we'll see if Pools stays awake or not through the Metroids here. This sequence break could pay off big, or could cost Pool Float a long time. I think Beard is giving him some tips here. Honestly, Plasma does not help here. It hinders. It will double hit the Metroids and cause some issues. The other thing they could do is just kill the Metroids, and then refarm. But that's a long, tedious process. But probably one of the safer ones, honestly. But yeah, let's see what they do. Whoop. Yeah. Best decision there by Pool, just exiting the Metroids instantly after getting grabbed. The entrance from the bottom here, generally you want to shoot the left Metroid and then quickly, I forget what it is. You got to do some fancy footwork to dodge the Metroids here. Quite annoying to do. This is not even in hard logic to do. This would be a very hard trick to dodge the Metroids. Again, I wouldn't mind them just blowing up the Metroids with power bombs. Again, it's still risky, but I don't think it's quite as risky as killing or dodging the Metroids. But we'll see what they want to do here. And Divine just cruising through Brinstar here. Probably going to head to Turian now. Yeah, double check your map. Dodges one Metroid. Gets hit by the Rinka. Getting hit by the Rinka there is a good thing for Pool Float. Great job through Metroid 4. Great job through Metroid 4. Gets through pretty unscathed there. Turn on the beams again. Excellent maneuvering there from Pool. So, pretty big sequence break there from Pool. Gets High Jump and Plasma out of it. Did leave behind one major here. We'll see whether he wants to go up to Criteria or to Turian now. Criteria is probably the better play. You do have to kill that Pit Pirates up there that we did see before, so leaving that behind is kind of a risky play. And Divine is down here actually, so looks like we will see the same sequence break here. And looks like we will see the full farm for the Metroid 4 here. Going down Metroid 4 is actually much easier than going up it. There's very easy solutions to going down. It's hug the first wall, hit the far wall on the second wall, and then just morph as you're going to hit the second wall there. And generally, you just do the same at the bottom there. You just stay in morph to go to the right and through the door. So going down fairly easy. Oh, we're gonna see some power bombs here. dragging them upwards. He does have enough power bombs to just kill the Metroids here, so he just can slowly and safely do it from the top. So this might be logical, actually. This way to do it, just murdering them with the extra power bombs that he did grab, but will take a lot longer than how Pool did it. All right, and there's Pool Float's entry into Meridia, which is not where we want to go now. So, will he decide Crateria or Turian is the answer here? Both decent options here. Rolls up to the top, sees Turian and Crateria. Which does he want to do? And there's our Plasma High Jump for Divine here. So now probably we're going to have a lead for Divine with him being able to get easily out of here with the Plasma Pirate kill. And which way will Pool Float go? He could still take a lead. The super's still super important here, though. Like, that is the most important item they can get at this point, even above Varia. All right, looks like we will see Pool save before going anywhere, which is a good plan. Okay. Nice Plasma Pirate kill there from Divine. No issues with the easy kill there. And looks like Pool Float is getting the extra X, which is a good idea. This is one thing he had a problem with last seed, where he avoided the obvious X and was punished pretty hard for not grabbing it. So I do like this play from him. He can revert it if he wants to, which is probably the best play, honestly, here. Unless he wants to go up to Crateria, which he doesn't, so he reverts, which is a great play. If that was supers, he would be keeping it, but he's like, nah, I don't need that. So we have a closest race here for each one of them. The Turian play here, I think both of them have to do this no matter what. So yeah, like, there is nothing else to do unless you want to try Wasteland on 1+2, which is pretty nasty. They do have Plasma though, so it's not the most out of the box thing you could do. But Pool Float heading through Gauntlet here shouldn't have too much issue with his power bombs and health situation. Ooh. And we never know. Divine might have to triple dip into Crateria here because he went up there and didn't get supers. So that could be a easy triple dip there, unfortunately for him. We never know if there's more stuff up there for him or not. But we will have to see shortly. We'll switch over here for Pool Float for a while. Alright, we see green Bryn Shaft here. Still no supers. Both of these seeds have had really, really late supers. Right, where's the map? Ooh, pretty far to the left there. Still worth going for, honestly. There's only, I think, 15 super doors in the whole. Oh, we see another objective there. The Kraid Pirates. Nice and easily done there by Pool Float. And their first supers. So Pool Float definitely has a good chunk of lead here. I wonder if Divine will also find this. That is super important to see. They could go back for the last major way back at Plasma Pirates. They don't have to kill Ridley here, so technically, I mean, they don't need Varia so much this seed. But they would need extra tanks then, and it is pretty dangerous in that respect here. Alright, that looks to be on level with the map there, so they would like a way to deal with Metroids here. And where does Divine go? Okay, Divine will avoid the supers. No! Alright, so unfortunate miss there from Divine. Objective and the supers. We'll see if that is punishing at all. More blinding here for Pool Float. Trying for hopefully an Ice Beam, a Screw Attack maybe. Oh, Spring Ball. That's not what he was looking for, but it's a major off the list here. Let's see how much more blinding he's willing to do here. Oh, there's Spring Ball for Divine as well. Major difference here is still those supers. Very important. All right. What will Pool Float do here? There's no save available to him, which is the unfortunate part. The save, if he had a save, I think he'd be way more likely to go for everything here. He is heading towards the save now. If there was a save near that Metroid, I'm sure Beard would guide Pool right through there, and sadly Divine gets super locked in the room he finds, so quite the opposite situation here for them. This time Divine missing the supers, whereas Pool Float finds them. So if those are the only supers available, could be a long here for Divine. All right, getting closer to that save. A little closer to the map as well. Still a little bit of blinding here for Pool Float. And Divine actually making his way pretty well here. See if they choose the same direction. Oh, we find bowling here. Not really what you want to see. Gonna peek the top item here. See if it's anything valuable. Not that we can get it, but good peek there. And looks like Divine will find the save here, though. Fairly valuable having a save around. Could refill his power bombs here, too. Is getting fairly low on that. Alright, so Pool going without the save here. Finds another Metroid room, right? Yeah, another Metroid room. Which will probably just lead to the middle of bowling, so not a very valuable check, that one. Probably. There could still be a weird room in there, but more than likely it's just the bowling. And there we go. Pool Float will finally get to this save. And will refill his power bombs here. Oh, we see Crumble Shaft once again. Getting a little closer to map for Divine here. Does have the save, so going down this one way is fine for Divine. He did save very recently here. Ooh, Charge Beam's a nice find for Pool Float. That's a thing I like to do here in the Green Pirate Shaft there. Fairly valuable thing to do is peek that, those two items. That'll get him to almost go mode if he can get that here, which he might be able to. All right, more power bombs for Divine. Still no supers for him. He can't get the top right item, but he has extra power bombs, so checking it from here, not a bad thing. All right, so Pool again. He has saved very recently, so going down here is not a bad thing. Go towards the map, guys. You have the save right away. You do not need to go check this bowling item too much. Getting the map is much more valuable, but interesting that both of them chose the same thing as going to bowling, which the Pool knew was here, but Divine didn't. But with the save there, I would honestly recommend that you just go for the map, guys. Honestly, at this point, Pool should just revert to his save, but it is okay here. And we do... Alright, 1 health for Divine, so hopefully we don't run into any heat here. We'll farm up here down in Edikuni tank. Ooh. Oh, saves himself just barely from the B-Tom there on Divine. And hopefully Pool just drops down here. You have a save pretty recently, just to drop down, yeah. And doesn't have to farm as much as Divine did, but we'll do it anyways. Safety first. And Divine blinding away from the map. Not sure why he's blinding away from the map here. Again, I don't think, did he peek the, yeah, he peeked it. Okay, Charge Beam is up here, so going up here is an okay deal. Like, he knows Charge is up here, so I didn't know whether Divine did peek that, but he did. So going up there for Charge, not the worst play, but better just to get map in general. And both synced up now, going for this map. Again, the supers being the really obvious difference between them. Not checking the top right door is pretty risky for both of them there. Don't know why neither of them did that. Could have been Fantoon, and then they would have had to backtrack all the way to the back top right, but turns out it's not Fantoon, so it does not matter. And Divine does see that X at the very beginning of the zone that left behind. Why is Pool floating? Okay, he's saving. Okay, check the map. Why did he not just check the map while he was up there? I don't understand, but you know, I don't understand. Why is just check the map? Why? All right. So Divine does have a long backtrack to this super missile, and now Pool Float does have the map. Probably heads into Meridia now. Honestly, he sees the ton of heat up there for what's it called? Charge. There is another major at the top of the elevator at the very start of the zone, so technically he could revert to a save and go to the major or go to Meridia. Both are decent options for Pool Float, but Divine needs to head back to the X. Needs to. Pool Float does have both options. He can do either. He has one more objective to get. Taking a long time here for Pool Float to decide. He honestly, just making a decision here is the best option. Just do something in general. Down? Where does down go? I guess it gives you more tanks, which is not bad. I'm guessing they're trying to figure out how to get that charge beam. It is a lot of heat up there to get charge beam. That is a... Let's see, how much tanks would they really need? I think that's Rising Tide into either Powerhouse or Lower Norfair Farm into Chronic Boost into Double Chamber. So probably 2, 1, 1, 1. So 5-ish tanks to get the charge beam, depending on how confident they are in that hell run. Honestly, I would go into Meridia. That is a lot of heat to do that with. You still need to find metal pirates after all. Divine, he should be checking X's. That is his priority right now, is checking X's. It's not getting charged. It's not anything else. It's collecting X's. Everything else is secondary for him right now. Unfortunately, he did leave behind the super missiles that Pool Float did get, which are probably the logical ones. I don't think they should be able to get to the top left here with high jump. I would expect that to be logical maybe in medium. I would expect them to try it too. But nope, we're not seeing that on Pool Float, looks like. Looks like we are going to try this charge beam with 5 tanks. I do think this is possible for Pool Float to get charge beam right now. But honestly, I just think probably grabbing more majors is the better option. And getting more information, because you still do need to find metal pirates, so you don't need charge beam right now. You don't. You can just go on without it. You could get it on the way back, or you still need to go up the criteria to kill pit pirates. It's another good option for them, rather than getting charge right now. But getting charge is okay. You do want it at some point. And Divine will finally get this green pirate and probably these supers finally. So good decision here by Divine, getting the X's, finding those supers finally, not abandoning the supers, as Pool Float did in the last seed. So this is an extremely risky play by Pool Float here. Getting this charge beam is probably one of the hardest things in the seed, and I don't think they would expect you to do it without either way more tanks in medium or Varia. So Divine will probably get this major at the top of the elevator here. It might just be Varia here after all. I do think Divine probably in the lead now with his supers, and that is Varia. So yeah. So much easier route here for Divine. He'll probably check out Wreck Chip first before leaving here. If Mother Brain's up here, it's a bad plan, but you can't know where Mother Brain is, so you just do it. You take maybe a pivot save somewhere along the wave and hope. But we get to see Spore spawn here in all the glory. Not killing the spores is a interesting thing to do. Nice to get them out of the way so you can shoot the nice salad there. Ooh, we get another difficult room for Divine here. Technically, you can get through here with just spring ball jump with high jump and spring, but we'll see how confident they are in this. That's they're gonna bomb jump. Okay, that's another option. I prefer the spring ball jump myself. Overall, I think it's easier, faster too, for me at least. All right, so Pool Float on his way here through the pretty nasty hell run. I guess there is a refill on the way, so it's not the worst thing in the world. I guess you don't need quite as many tanks as I thought you did. The refill and chronic boost will help out quite a bit. And this is optimal. Optimal routing is getting charged before going to Varia for Pool Float for sure. And yeah, the refill here does make it a lot more forgiving. I didn't notice that on my first run through. Okay, Divine. Let's see what he does here. Again, much prefer the spring ball jump here for Divine, but bomb jumps are okay too. I think both. Well, bomb jumps are definitely not in logic in me, but the spring ball jump might be actually. Not really sure about that. Offhand. Oop, turns off high jump. There we go. Now he's doing the spring ball jump. Now he's thought about it. Oop, misses his pause. Too late on that pause. Still's got quite a bit of more options here, but gets the spring ball jump. Second. Oh, I thought he had it there. And there's charge for Pool Float. So we'll see. Maybe he can take this one. Varia's still fairly valuable here, so I think Pool Float with his route though will probably grab that Varia. So interesting decisions by both runners here. I think Divine hoping that Mother Brain is not here in Wreck Chip and Metal Pirates is. skipping that charge beam. Pretty decent ammo count, though, for him. 15 supers is getting pretty high up in there. Alright. And it does look like Pool Float is heading back for this Varia, too, though. We'll switch over to Divine's sound for a little bit here. He is exploring some new area after all. We'll get his perspective. Getting very close to this wrecked ship map, which is quite nice for him. And what do we find here? A bunch of nothing. Did he take the save in the previous room? Is the question. He could just revert after all. That would probably be his best plan right now. Yeah, that's what he does. Very good decision. Doesn't need the supers, knows where charge is, so. And there's Varia for Pool Float. If Criteria has Mother Brain, Pool Float still has a very good opportunity here. If Mother Brain is in Meridia or Norfair, he's in a bit of trouble. Because Divine has the Pit Pirates out of the way, which is very important here. And Divine back up to those 15 supers, which is quite nice. Alright, so let's see how Pool Float deals with this X-ray hull. Or maybe he just won't. That will save him time if he just avoids it. After all, there is no objectives over there. But the big deal here is Pit Pirates versus Mother Brain. Is Mother Brain in Criteria or is Mother Brain down south? They both have almost equivalent items here. The charge beam being the big difference here, but I think Divine will go up for that in very short order here. And will Pool Float go back to Criteria? Criteria could also have the Metal Pirates, so this is technically a interesting play by Pool Float. It could pay off big if everyone's up there, but I think it's unlikely all three of them are up there now. We have explored a lot of the region there. Up in Criteria. And Divine heading down to Meridia, I think is the more likely winning play here. But still a gamble no matter what you do. We have not seen the Criteria map after all. Haven't found our way over there. Don't know what's in store for us in that adventure. No one had any supers to get to that map. But Pool Float does have to do this no matter what, so it's a good play for him in general. But if there's no other objectives up here, he will be pretty far behind. Nice gravity jump there by Pool, and good wall jump there by Divine. That might actually be in hard, so then maybe they were supposed to grab... they're probably supposed to grab grapples somewhere. Or maybe ice or something, or space jump, I don't know. Missing quite a bit of things. Or maybe they're supposed to spring ball jump up there, I'm not really sure. In medium, I'm not super familiar with the strats there. Alright, so Pool Float trying to find his way over to the Criteria map now. Alright, ooh, is this Meridian speed locked is the question. That could also be a deciding factor here. If Metal Pirates are speed locked somewhere. But it doesn't have to be. We just be nothing beyond this speed lock, after all. Dead end to nothing. Alright. So we're going to take the upper entrance instead of the Decora. Oh, was that the Frog Speedway after Decora? Oh, it was. Ooh. So we might see a huge speed lock here in Meridia, which would be a massive, unfortunate problem for Divine here. And here comes Pool Float's third objective. We'll get him on the sound here. Nice objective kill there. 3 objectives dead for both runners now. And honestly, this criteria could be a big play here for Pool Float with so much speed locks here in Meridia. Still a couple things to check here for Divine, though. So not totally demolished here, but we'll have to see. And this, we still haven't figured out criteria map too. We don't know if that's even possible to grab here. All right, see what's off to the right here. This should be the way of the map, I think, for Pool Float. Ooh, oh, we find speed. That is a big deal here. And okay, so speed gets you to Croc Speedway too. So maybe he takes this speed, goes up to the top, and goes through Croc Speedway. Big find here for Pool Float. Big find. So I do. No, okay, we go through GT. Yeah, it's not a bad play, honestly, with Plasma. This is probably faster than going up to Croc Speedway. Yeah, this is. Yeah, I think Pool Float is ahead now, unless M is doable without speed. We still haven't explored all of M, so... Ooh, taking a few hits here. He should be fine. With double suit, honestly, he should be fine. Just shooting him. Like, he doesn't have to do any special maneuvers or anything. Just charge the beam and shoot. And he gets back into this position. Good job by Pool Float. Gonna check the item here, just a missile, so not a big deal up there. Divine having some pretty big issues getting up to the Indiana Jones item here. This is a sequence break for Divine here. We'll see if it's anything valuable. Not much valuable left, actually. Ice is probably the best find. Supers are okay for Divine, honestly. Gets him much closer to the end, and looks like the map is down one of the pits here in Aqueduct, unfortunately. So we're just gonna dive somehow down there. He could take the right pit to that save. That is likely just Butterfly. On the right side or the left side? I'm not sure. Probably the right side is Butterfly here. So. Not taking the save. Well, it finds a farm at least. That's nice. And Divine's still going through Meridia here. Okay, so Pool Float does go back for the... Okay, there's Mother Brain. So it does look like at least one of the last 2 objectives is down here in Meridia. Can't get to it without speed, I don't think, though. So looks like we are fully speed locked down here in Meridia. So Divine does have to go all the way back up to criteria here. So the supers first into criteria play being the vastly superior option here. With that speed lock now. Not really any other way through this Frog Speedway here. There's some fairly cursed tech to get through, but he doesn't even have anything to do the tech to do that, so not even an option for them here. So we're just trekking our way back here on Divine. And eventually Pool Float will get this criteria map, which will show him the probably not much left here in criteria. We'll peek these 2 items up here in the sand pit here. A nice super. That's a good find for Pool. Pretty easy to get with Spring Ball here. Oh, misses the jump though. Spring Ball does make that a lot easier. All right. I kind of don't like this pickup from Pool after dropping down. He does have like really good beam, so it's not like a super important thing to pick up. Like his boss fights are 24 shots at maximum, so supers aren't super valuable here. And Divine heading back through Metroid room here, heading back up to criteria as fast as he possibly can. Making up a good amount of time right now. And 1 major, 2 majors up here in criteria. I don't know if they peaked that major in Mission Impossible before, and the other one's way too far away. I can't recall if they ever peaked that in Mission Impossible yet, but it could be a good one to get. It's not too far out of the way. They are still possibly locked by like Pants Room. Have we seen Pants Room? Let's just double check. Might have seen Pants Room already. Do we have the Bryn map? Saw the Rick Chip map. Don't have Meridia map yet. And do have Turian map. And we do have now Criteria map. No. Oh yeah, Criteria map has that item, has that room in Pants. So we do see the Pants in criteria here. I should have just been looking at Pool Float's thing instead of scrolling through the maps they've collected beforehand. All right, screw attack, a nice quality of life find there. It's also a solution for all the Metroid rooms they've been going through, so quite nice in that respect. Oh, Divine. Oh, he's taking a different entrance into Meridia. I forgot about this entrance. This could be a good play for him, actually. This could be a non-speed lock, actually. Oh, okay. He might actually be in the lead again. Very good play by Divine here, remembering the alternate entrance. So, let's switch back over to Divine here. Probably actually in the lead here. Big find for good decision making by Divine. And unfortunately, I think yeah, Pool Float is going back into. Oh wait, going back to turn. No, he's getting more majors. Okay, so Pool Float gonna grab more majors here. Ice is probably the best thing he could find. That is ice. Okay, so ice is the best thing he can find. That gives him a Zeb skip. He does see the Meridia entrance there, so he might end up following in Divine's footsteps here. And it will turn into a pretty close race at that point. Honestly, because the Zeb skip does save quite a bit of time here. So, no Zeb skip at all for Divine, and no charge. Remember that, he did skip charge here, so Divine still has some collecting to do. So, we'll see if Divine can collect enough ammo here. And whether he can, what's it called? Oh, we see the Fantoon is here in Meridia, so we might end up killing that extra boss here. And Pool Float deciding whether Wreck Chip or Meridia here. He is very close to Meridia, so I think he'll probably go to Meridia, which will be good for him. I do think this is a fairly close matchup right now. Okay, we see Ship here. It's not super far from, okay, taking the pivot save here for Pool is a very good plan. I do like that pivot save for Pool in the middle of the zones here. And it looks like he will head down to Meridia. Okay. So, both of them will be in Meridia here. Both of them in similar situation. A lot less majors here for Divine, though. The lack of charge, lack of speed, lack of screw attack, all pretty big deals. And we do see just Poolful just tanking everything here. Just like, nah, screw it, I'm getting through here. Taking off speed booster to run faster through the lava there. Saving a little bit of health for him. Ooh, Leodox. Does have screw and high jump, so that technically this is logical for him. It does have fairly high requirements in medium, but very doable at this in this loadout here. Only need a very minimal amount of ball jumps, and does get through fairly well. This is more dangerous though. This side still gotta avoid the acid. Good delay there. Oh, we see the last objective here for Divine, and he doesn't know where Mother Brain is, so doesn't need to kill Fantoon actually. He does need more ammo though, so still an opportunity here for Pool Float. Still an opportunity. He might have to kill Fantoon just because of that ammo situation. But all objectives done now for Divine. Super important. Alright, so now he's scanning for more X's, more ammo, anything he can do. Okay, so we will do Fantoon. So this is a pretty big time loss for Divine in general. But we'll see how good his Fantoon is here. There's ship for Pool, so now has most information he needs. Except for that last two bosses, which are here. Good spark to the top right of ship, saving time on Divine's bomb jumping. Pretty good start to Fantoon actually for Divine. Got a good 3 missile Doppler in there. Could get a nice 3 round here. Unfortunately, gets a slow pattern, so Fantoon not playing nicely. Pool does know this is Fantoon. Didn't blind into the top door, which would have led them to that last objectives, but we'll see Fantoon. Same time, same place. I do think Poolflow little in the lead here, though. With his charge beam, he should be able to actually 2-round this fairly easily. 4 missiles plus 2 charge shots kills Fantoon here for Poolflow. He could also just charge shot it to death. What is it? 9 plus 9 plus 9. Too much math. Yeah, 3 charge shots should do it too. Too much math for me, so. Alright. There we go. Nicely done by Divine. Getting a bonus objective in here. And Pool Float almost done with the boss here. Just going with full plasma beam shots. This one should finish off wherever the eye opens here. Oh, misses it. Alright, so there's the map for Divine. So there's 1x behind or 1x behind Dragon and 1x in Ocean. If that X is a super, Divine might be in the lead here. Actually, still pretty close because of the Zeb skip situation. I'd say if he didn't have to Zeb skip, I'd say he's definitely in the lead, but he needs a lot of luck here to be really competitive. And yeah, this is going to be a really fast escape. It's not a long one at all. Same regions, we have a lot of straight lines between Mother Brain and the ship. Probably less than a minute escape timer here. Alright, so Pool heading up to the Metal Pirates, and Divine, I think, heading down to Croc, which has an X2. So we have a Croc X, a Dragon X, and a Ocean X. All three Divine needs to check. If this one's a super, it's great for him. If it's that's his last check, but if it's not, then he has to either kill Dragon or go to West Ocean. Alright, there we go. 4 bosses done for Pool here. And he does know where Mother Brain is, so yeah, pretty good lead here for Pool here, I think, right now. Just because Zeb Skip and Speed and his Charge Beam and he has a nice pivot save here, great tank situation, so I'm feeling very good for Pool's chances here to take us to game number 3. And unfortunate news for Divine, we get a power bomb. We'll switch over to Pool's audio here in just a moment. Gonna let Divine finish out Croc here and see where he goes next. Pool gets 3 shots through the shot blocks there without hitting them somehow. That is a rare thing to see. But overall, a very good race between the 2 runners on second match. There we go. Nice Croc for Divine. And it's right into West Ocean here, so overall this is a pretty good play for him. Or wait, not West Ocean, that's ship. But closer to the West Ocean now. And Pool Float now heading directly up to Mother Brain here. Yeah, 2 X's in West Ocean and a major for Divine, so that's where he's headed next. He probably, well, he might grab the major here. Still ice available and speed, so both are very good to find, but we will know that that is not what we're getting here. Very easy speed skip here with a Terminator beforehand. But no speed skip for Pool Float, gonna go with the ice skip instead. Go with what you're familiar with. I think that was late on the freeze on that rink. I think it moved. So we'll have to try again for Pool here. Nicely done this time. A little bit of a tall hop here for Pool. Gotta get those shorter hops in here for Pool Float. I do think that the speed skip is often a lot easier than this ice skip. After all, after you get the spark, you just have to hold down and mash A and then press left a little bit. So it can be easier if you do know it. But gotta get those short hops in here. He's getting really tall hops here. Maybe turning off high jump here would be an option. And what major did we get for Divine? X-ray. All right. That is what he wanted, of course. Oh, there we go. We got the Zeb skip here for Pool. Very well done. And of course, there's our 30th super for Divine. Very nice. Of course, don't forget to follow our runners here. We don't have a follow mentors command, but I think both of the words on the screen there are the right twitches for both of those runners' mentors. And nice, probably pretty easy Mother Brain fight here for Pool. And we get Bot Wound for Divine, of course, which is fun too. Got the snake in, so a couple bonus objectives for Divine. Yeah, pretty good snake there. And Mother Brain should be dead now. So, get your escape timer guesses in quick, quick. 60 seconds, maybe? 20? I don't know. 30? 8:35? That's a bold guess. All right, what do we get here? $105. think we're closest guess here is 69 by 06 GTO. An amazing guess. Not quite a cookie, but pretty close. So a lot of long straight hauls here for pool float. So it should be actually a pretty tight timer in general. Long straight hauls are generally not very random in terms of timers. You still get a little bit extra time for them, but not much in general. They're fairly strict with those. But looks like a good escape for pool float here. I don't think he'll miss it. And into Mother Brain for Divine. So he will probably finish out. But nice win there for pool float. Taking game number 2, forcing us into game number 3.
Hello, SpeedGaming. It is I, Aussie, stepping in for the final game of this best of 3 to give Change a little bit of a break. So
Thank you.
as I said, this is game 3 of the best of 3 between the Divine and Pool Float. We're playing medium difficulty settings. This is lower bracket. The loser of this race is out of the tournament. And we randomly generated a mini bosses seed. So you will see all of the fan favorites, Batoon, Crocomire, Golden Torizo, and Spore Spawn in that order, guaranteed. It is the tracker who decides the order that we run into the mini bosses.
Mm-hmm. They're in alphabetical order this time.
I didn't notice the system. It's a nice system. It makes sense on the layout of the tracker too. The game sounds pretty quiet to me.
Yeah.
If you want to look at that.
Yeah.
But so far we have a common start in Big Pink. You get 2 items for free. One of those is Morph Ball. If you see Morph Ball, you take it to the Morph Ball tunnel. And then you get a bomb of some kind, which takes you to the charge item. And Varia Suit is what we find down there. So Runner's going to be happy to see that, especially after the first E-Tank. So with Varia Suit, that means you're going to have to go through the heated rooms, which are about half of them are the difficult lower Norfair rooms. So you want to have extra health buffer for those. It's also a little bit nice having morph bombs, because then you're not going to run out of power bombs checking these side doors in Big Pink. But we haven't even been to the top yet, so there's so many options, so many lovely options. The map is a common good first choice, but I think a Phantoon could fit here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's unfortunate. That means this bottom right door that Divine is running to and avoiding is the Phantoon door, but does find power bombs, so that's really nice. There's always a chance that the left door of jail item links down to Big Pink as a way back. So when you see a short loop like that, you need to be paying attention, have it in your mind that even though it doesn't look like something that you should be checking, it's possible that it could be the way in the future. But for now, power bombs are the next step of progression. And yeah, I don't think we had any other options without power bombs. So it's either going to be the power bomb wall or the charge location path. There's a save, so they could take the time and take a pivot save. but Divine already scouted the closest door, and it was not something that was possible, being super locked. And that means the only other option is to go down. And then since you are like guaranteed to go this direction, a pivot save is less valuable. But you never know what's going to happen right after this. Because it did immediately branch into left versus right. Divine chose left. As good as any other direction, really. Green Pirates is pretty interesting, actually. But the top part of it might connect to the green gate that we saw earlier. But then finding supers, maybe you could get those top items in the Green Pirate Shaft. Oh. Continuing farther left paid off, though. So with a missile pack, then you can think about Fantoon. We just need to always keep in mind that this is a mentor tournament. So we don't know what the runners need to feel comfortable with Fantoon. Yeah. So we're going to scout the 2 items here. Typically a good play.
Yep. Paid off big last seed with charge being there for pool float.
Yeah, I saw that Divine didn't end up finding charge at all.
He scouted it early, he just never grabbed it because there was a lot of heat.
And then you could see not having charge for that end game turned into a lot of running around. Extra items.
Yep.
So Divine going to start heading back. Divine having the lead here. Just pulling a little bit ahead in this early game. Doesn't have that safety pivot save set up, but is going in the correct direction at all points in time. So that's even better. Decides not to go through the fast ripper room, since to return you'd have to go back through a green gate. But since that's not in logic, then there should be another loop that connects back. But that's not something you want to worry about when you don't have a save set up.
Cool, gonna do it though.
Yeah, pool float being safe, trying to clear all the guys. Doesn't want to fall in the asset, I guess. It's not that deadly with various suit. Farming for a single super doesn't make much sense. Pool float also went for the missile. So that makes the Fantoon kill a lot more possible. But it's still a 1 tank, 1 suit Fantoon. And not everyone's comfortable with that. That's the... it's like a 50-minute, 80% time type of skill level. People playing old route, with not many safeties. Just the typical route. But Divine gonna go for it. And the key is going to be killing as many flames as you can, because they give you drops, and the drops will come in, and usually it's big health, and those will heal you the same rate that you take damage. And so it's pretty survivable with 1 tank, 1 suit. 5 missiles is a problem. And then does not have charge or screw attack, so is not going to do any kind of enrage strat to just fit in an extra super worth of damage, which is pretty significant damage. And if you could invulnerability through it all, then it'd be safe as well, but that is not the case. So on this cycle, Divine was being extra careful with missiles, but then had extra missiles. So ended up getting hit for not spending enough missiles. once again, being very careful with missiles.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to hit Fantoon 3 times for him to go away. And that time he did 1 and then 1 instead of 3. So we took another hit at the end there. Pretty good resources after the fight, actually.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be all energy, so going to be just down the 1 super. Pool Float is heading towards the high jump and tank.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Divine gets the map.
Yeah. We'll likely have to do this anyways, though, so not like
Yeah.
saving a ton of time here for Divine in general.
Yeah, both of them going to have to do what the other is currently doing. They're just taking different routes to it.
Mm-hmm.
And since it's just a loop back, I think Divine can go up the tower, since that's what you have to do. But then Pool Float would come at it through the super block, and it'd just be a little bit different in how they enter Red Tower. So it doesn't really make a difference, and that means that the way that Pool Float is going to be safer, and a little bit better because of that. Divine did get down to 14 energy at the end, which can be considered close to death.
Yep.
So for now, we're just going to see them take the opposite paths. This is mini bosses, so the actual Fantoon kill is not important, but you do definitely want that map.
Yeah.
The name of the game is Map Rando.
Pivot save is technically a pivot save with this Fantoon, because he can kill Fantoon and pivot right out if he wants to.
Yeah, that'd save time. You just need to always remember that there are changes in the environment by having Fantoon killed.
Yeah.
The notable ones are right supers. You essentially can't get the item at all, but the mentors will explain how if it becomes critical. And then the other one is bowling sometimes unlocks a new path through the map, but not usually.
Yeah. We had logical bowling in the first seed, but they did the big pink super block break to skip that, so. But it would have been if they would have had that for Varia.
Okay. So you think Pool Float's comfortable in the super block break?
I don't know. Well, we'll see in a second here, because he might do that, so it would save him time. Divine did it, but Pool Float never did, so I do not know.
It looks like Divine came back up to Big Pink. So not taking the optimal route following high jump, not making the best use of the map knowledge. Has a practice position for the super shot. That's kind of important to know the trick. At the distance that Divine was at, there's something like 4 pixels worth of space where the shot will work. There's different areas where it works and where it doesn't. I like using the setup that Eddie found, which doesn't depend on your sprite. Depends on aligning with the ledge above.
I would always move Moonlock back till the camera scrolled just at like a pixel. That's how I would always line it up where Divine was. But I like the LNR one much better now. It's a very consistent, good strat. Let's drop the Pool Float here for the end of the fight.
Yeah, it's a very common strat in at least vanilla map randomizers. Yeah, they do it in 100% speedruns too. But in the speedrun, you're trying to be extra fast with it. So what did we just get? Speed booster?
Yep.
It looks like Divine is deciding to continue to the right. We're not going to go through Plasma Pirates, and I don't remember there being anything to the left of Croc Speedway. Actually, when I was talking about the path out back from jail, I should have noticed that it had to go up through Croc Speedway, pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Still not intended to go up to Croc Speedway, but do you think someone might consider a gate glitch for that because of Green Hill Zone, or will they try and find this wave beam maybe?
There's a charge beam.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at this map. I think you should do Croc Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it can get bad if you miss the gate glitch, only have 5 missiles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Divine knows how.
Mm-hmm. I think we've seen both of them gate glitch today, so.
But you still would need Speed Booster to get back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Pool Float doesn't have that option quite yet.
I think High Jump lets you do Butterfly Room. Butterfly Room has some funny logic in Herd, but in Medium, so
Mm-hmm.
I know it's expected even less in Medium.
Mm-hmm. Did find Wave there on Divine though, so.
Yeah, I don't think. No, you can get the Mission Impossible Major. Put Dragon off for later, or never actually.
Yeah. I guess the way to the Green Hill Zone is also a Metroid room, so they would want. Well, actually, does Charge put that in Logic in Medium? I'm not 100% sure. Both Metroid rooms in Medium.
I don't remember anymore if we moved it or not. I think Pseudo Screw is in Medium.
Mm-hmm.
But actually moving around the room feels harder than Medium. Like running through a room with a Pseudo Screw.
Mm-hmm.
Fairly different than just using Pseudo Screw to kill a single random thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Charge Wave, pretty strong weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be happy to have that. I like any time that I get an early beam, because then you can kill random enemies quickly. Pool Float bombed out the floor at the top of Red Tower, but with High Jump able to climb up from a lower platform fast enough. Takes a crab hit. Plenty of Powerbomb refills over here at the Hotarubi Powerbomb Farm. Imagine Divine going up to Mission Impossible. Maybe just peeking? Wonder what Wordsayer has to say about how to route these majors. Like, really?
Mm-hmm.
You see Wave Beam? That would be associated with going through Green Hill Zone to get the next progression.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not doing that.
Yeah, we're still looking for gravity after all. That pretty much required in most medium seeds.
Right. And if not gravity, you'd want to have like Spring Ball or Ice Beam to let you get around it.
Mm-hmm.
You can do a lot, but there's also more that you could use. This is one of those first area of the seed majors, so the sooner you get it, the more time you'll have with it, providing value.
Ooh, okay. Looks like Pool's going straight over here for the sequence break, actually.
Yeah. I like the sequence break.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Yeah. The only problem is that it can get slow if you do run out of all of your ammo. And as you mentioned, there's Metroids here, and now you're locked in with them. This is Metroid 3, though, which is fairly easy.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you've tried to do it before and generally know how the Metroids are going to move. At this point, you can either run through the Metroid or the Rinkas. With the suit, Pool Float has enough health to be fine. And then you get the 3 hoppers here, which technically can refill your missiles for as many tries as you need.
Oh, easy.
Easy. Okay, I understand the confidence of coming this way.
All right, what do we get here?
Base jump.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's pretty strong. Like, get it this early, it's going to give a lot of value.
Mm-hmm.
Divine shine sparking into a wall to kill these rocket frogs.
Mm-hmm.
Did not kill it. Just decided to turn around.
We do have Norfair, Brinstar, and Wreck Chip here, as well as Mother Brain is here. So this is a huge hub zone. So tons of options after they clear it out.
Yep. So you want to remember that this is depth, and Meridia is the second lowest. Norfair is the lowest.
Mm-hmm.
So you could see that as where you want to go next.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could want to go the other way because Mother Brain is down there by the Norfair connection. It's really up to however the runners and mentors want to route this.
Mm-hmm.
And right now it looks like Divine is heading back to get the space jump. It spent some time on the right side peeking doors, but really wants to back it up and probably hoping for water movement, I'd imagine. Base jump as a necessary progression item doesn't do very much. Since they have speed booster, high jump, morph bombs, you can do most of the things that space jump allow. And they made it a longer trip back than if they come here sooner. But still, Divine playing through the seed a little bit faster than Pool Flute has been.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you play through the seed faster, then you have extra time to run around and make more checks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the privilege of being the faster runner. Pool Float playing in dark mode, Divine in light mode. Whenever I see the two side by side, the light mode pops out so much stronger. It's something I never noticed until I was introduced to dark mode.
Mm-hmm. Fairly recent addition, so very new for most people too.
Yeah, that's found on the customize section of the download seed page.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of, like, all the settings that only apply to your seed and no one else's, you're going to find there. So that's where you
forgetting
find.
the one way. Oops. Ooh, does he die here?
Oh, he dies.
Oh no, how much did he lose? I think it's just space jump here.
Yeah, time save. I think if he ran to a Rinka, he'd barely live. But that was a lot of damage with the double Metroid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. There was the jail room, which made that a one-way. So you don't have to go through the Metroid room at all. You just take Croc Speedway, and it's faster even. That's an X. Go kill it.
Go.
Yeah.
First objective.
Yeah, the tracker was wrong this time.
Uh-oh.
Force spawn number 1.
Alright. Float. Sort of hemming and hawing whether he wants to go in this Bryn entrance. he will not continue there.
Eddie got me to test how to quick kill spore spawn the other day, and I could not get an X factor to 1 round spore spawn. It looks like it gets really close, the way that you get 2 of the particles to come in, so you just have to be perfectly symmetric with your positioning. But then when you actually try it, 1 particle hits and the other is way off. So I couldn't figure out X factor. But it all started when he mentioned a Spazer SBA kill, which is really strong for 1 rounding. And then you can also just do a regular plasma charge shot, and it's pretty easy to get that to double hit to 1 round. But typically, if you look at the Spore Spawn RTA speedrun, they're going to do it all with missiles, because getting a super pack is too slow. And if you play at that level, then you can tier around Spore Spawn with just missiles. But very hard to do.
Gotta hit him as he opens his mouth, right?
Yeah, not only that, but you need to hit like 4 missiles per open. It's like 4, 4, and 2. Like 4 as he's opening, and 2 right after. Unfortunately, Divine finds a water room here next to Aqueduct, so you cannot try and spark up to the items. That makes these gravity required, but that was always the case. Because running into a water room with speed is in hard logic. Wolflow taking the upper door as well. Also falls out. And we're going to play out the rest of the seed where Pool Float has space jump and Divine does not. After that 1 death. And as I mentioned before, it's not critical to have space jump. It's just going to speed up your movement for the rest of the seed.
Yeah.
We got a Brinstar map here. A major fire down there. That's pretty inconvenient. T at the top, Batoon here in the middle. We might see a reverse Batoon kill. What do you think?
Yeah, with wave, possible. So
he's right there. Going around is not something you really want to do.
You could go back down the pits for this major too. That would be an option. So if there was a save nearby, I'd say do it, but it doesn't look like there's a save nearby much. Well, they did have a save after Spore Spawn. Did they take that one?
Well, right now we're collecting all these X's. Don't want to reset these.
Yeah.
I think that you also have to come back down this way, like after Torian. So if you're thinking far ahead, then you can put it off.
Did take the save, so he could have, if he didn't collect those X's, he could have just gone down the pit and checked what that majors and reverted, but not doing that, which is fine.
I think that you'd even... No, you wouldn't revert directly to the save and then go down the pit. It looks a little closer to get to the aqueduct room itself, but yeah, on the wrong side.
Yeah.
So we'll float at that save. It makes sense to take it. It's right after Spore Spawn. You're just going forward. See if Pool Float checks the bottom left door, or if they know better. Since bottom left connects to the Meridia tube, it's just not really revealed on your mini-map, but you can know. Divine is here in Aqueduct once more. And heading down.
Okay. I mean, there's a loop down through there through Meridia, so it's not terribly long to check the major, I guess. And probably thinks it's a decent one.
I think you'd have to think it's a decent one. if you're trying to like skip Torian, then you'd kill Batoon first. So you're expecting to come back up here, but this is a lot of items to. You can't reset it. Not going for the tank. Maybe with Space Jump you would have. But it's not like you really need tanks with various so early. Pretty slow Major.
Yeah.
It almost looks like their strategy changed. Like once they cleared out all of Meridian, started peeking other zones. Because then they started going for the faraway Majors. Is there any trouble at all getting to Torian here?
You kind of have to crossroom jump up Crabjaft, so. But other than that, it's not too bad.
So are they thinking that this is a water movement item to enable that, logically?
Yeah, maybe. Because I think the crossroom jump would be in hard for Crabshaft, so technically not doable here, medium.
Yep, newly added to hard too. So Ice
Okay.
Beam.
It's a good find, at least.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how they feel about ice. Like, it seems like everyone's happy to get ice in Mentor Tournament. Like, they're willing to go pretty far out of the way for it. Mostly for Zeb Skip. But they like having Ice Beam. So, and it does give that water movement, which is what we were looking for.
Yep.
Oh, jeez. Divine getting really close on health, doing little hops to not jump into the spikes.
I think Ship is off to the left here, so technically he could just go left. As long as he doesn't get hit by too many bugs.
Got a little farm room here.
So if you remember Ship on the left. But...
Yeah, Pool Float can make the choice. Do you go down? Do you go up? Do you go through some Batoon? Now, Batoon was just Charge Wave. You can take a few hits. It's kind of expected to. I think the note on the strat says that you want to stay sort of max range, and that'll despawn some of the acid particles. But that's not something that you just know unless you've done the fight before. It's one thing to like think about how your wave beam can go through the wall, and it's another to think about despawning the attacks.
Right. Looks like we're getting some deviation here between the two runners. Looks like Pool Float's just heading directly up to Turian, maybe? Getting a tank first, I guess. It looks as though he's heading towards that direction at least, maybe. Whereas
Divine
is...
He put a lot of effort into that Shine Spark. It was for nothing.
Where's Divine gonna head? Looks like he's heading towards Wrecked Ship, maybe? That was the direction he was heading there, at least.
Yeah, I don't think you value Space Jump enough to go pick it up now. It's already been... It's already been skipped.
Yeah. Alright. We're going down to Norfair, actually. Which is a fine, too. Let's see. Pool Float. Yeah, looks like up to Turian for Pool Float. More than likely.
So it is part of playing the game to look ahead in the map and realize that there's a water room here. All you have is high jump, but high jump is not going to reach the platforms to climb the room. So if you want to continue on this path to Torian, you have to do some sequence breaking. But from time to time, runners are surprised by rooms they find on their path. X makes sense. 25 already. It's pretty strong.
We have 30 on Divine. Lots of X's early. Good X's.
So here's the use for ice. I didn't think we had to do this. Can you come at Mission Impossible from a different path? Demonstrate it?
Yeah, you can. I think you can get around from the right. Yeah, you can get around from the
Yeah.
right. Didn't have to go this way at all. Could have gone past Brinstar. All right. Pool float, learning how to do the crossroom jump here. This is not that hard, this one. Nice spring ball for Divine, though.
Yep, getting the strong water movement.
Mm-hmm.
Divine does play in hard races, so
Mm-hmm.
should be fine. Like being able to beat the game with just this from here out.
Mm-hmm.
And continuing up to wreck ship with this pivot save. The other thing is Divine is not doing Torian, but still has to go back through Brinstar for Batoon.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, yeah, oops. Wanted to morph to place a power bomb, but went down the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
At least we have fast elevators.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So map not too far away in wreck ship. Should be fast enough to get. We should explain to everyone how to do what pool float is doing. So you don't need much run speed, just a couple of tiles. And then you want to still jump as close to the door as you can, so only a few pixels away at most. And then through the door you hold down and backwards. And that will put Samus into a aim down state, pose, and then also turn around. And if you get that, then you will continue rising and not be stopped by the ledge that unfortunately was able to stop pool float twice.
Yeah.
Actually backing out.
Mm-hmm. Is the Batoon on order for him, though? That's the question.
Yeah. And if so, is it going to be forward or backward?
Mm-hmm.
If it's the forward Batoon, you have to do a pretty scary flatly jump.
Mm-hmm. Reverse. Okay.
I like doing the Batoon now if you're at all thinking about going to wreck ship next.
Yep.
The fight's not too slow.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like 2 shots equal a super. So 20 shots total. And then once you do about half of Batoon's health, he'll stop shooting the acid and you can stand closer. But I think Batoon is dying fast enough that Pool Flow doesn't need to worry about his health.
Mm-hmm. Oh, falling into the water here for Divine.
This is Wreck Ship E-Tank room. That is a tough room to make the logic for.
Mm-hmm.
So when thinking about logic, you need to think about the final possible state of the room.
Mm-hmm.
And for Wreck Ship E-Tank, that means the water is on. So that means there can't really be logic for there being no water.
Mm-hmm.
So the requirements to get to this item are always going to be fairly high. It was actually a recent change to make it lean towards hard difficulty getting this item, where in the past it was medium.
Nice spark, though. Getting the knowledge of missile, at least.
Yeah. So based on what they have, yeah, the spark would do it, and then also space jump.
So 2 bosses down for Pool now. Divine with a little bit more map knowledge, so don't know quite who's ahead right now, but both with different advantages.
Yeah. I just see that Divine spent a lot of time on the Ice Beam and Spring Ball pickups, and is back to making more progress in Wreck Ship. So it really looks like he's moving a lot faster than Pool Float through the seed. But like a lot of that is balanced out by Pool Float going to the crab shaft, taking some tries at it, and coming back. But Divine's just feels like he's playing a lot faster.
Yes.
Get Plasma found.
That's full beam already with 35 supers too. So he's got the damage aspect really down.
Yeah. This Botwin revisit's going to be real short. So Pool Float and his Beardness need to think about how to get either this major or their next target. They gotta think about a target. That's what they need. Heading down suggests they're going to find Ice Beam next. And again, it's a little bit slow to get to. You have to go through Gauntlet with that screw attack. But Ice Beam at this stage feels pretty nice since it gives you that water movement, and everyone in Mentor Tournament enjoys having Ice Beam. Why don't we have the map yet? What's Divine doing?
The Wreck Ship map?
Yeah. It was close by. They must have chosen a path and it just didn't work out. But I was able to blind into a nice major, so that's nice. But the rest of the trip, not very productive. And then we are not dealing with the Ridley this time. So, like, Charged Plasma is particularly strong against Crocmire and GT. Croc mostly just for time. Oh, can't you just jump from there, Divine? He froze the Metroid at, like, the perfect spot. Then left. This is another place. Yeah. So Divine does the same trick that Pool Float was trying to do earlier. The Precious Room into Coliseum is one that you see a lot more often in vanilla map, especially RBO, because it's fast. Ooh, taking a lot of damage gain to this map. Hope there's a save. These damage boosts in the lava are something like expert. So that's why I was struggling with them. GT located, Ridley located, together naturally, same zone. You know, it's not like they're close together in Lore Warfare, so they can be spread out a bit and still be considered together.
All right, how does he get across Moat here, or does he go around the other way for this GT?
Oh. We'll see.
Did revert fairly quickly from the map there. He'll probably take the other method into GT, not the Moat Bay. That's just looking at it there for a second.
I was mostly looking at the highlighted tiles next to GPT being mostly filled in.
Yeah.
So Pool Float makes it out with ice, is back in the hub, needs to make a call. Ice Beam with high jump lets them up Crab Shaft, so you could go right back if you think that the logic is Torian. But then they don't have Spring Ball out of Mission Impossible yet either, which was just available. So, like, all the options are still there. And the one they picked didn't work out too great, but they got a Bottoon kill out of it. like ran into Ice Beam, but it was fairly slow to get. And this is a race. It is tied at 1-1. Divine and Pool Float. We're multiple rounds into this bracket, this medium bracket, already into the lower side, meaning that each of the runners has taken a loss already, and the next one, they'll be out of the tournament. So a lot of stress here, and also a lot of exhaustion, having already played these somewhat long races. 2 of them down into the third, all in a row.
Okay, so Divine is actually avoiding B right now, which is surprising because he does need to go back there. Should go back the other way. Yeah, I think he recognized his mistake there.
Yeah, I think you have to go B.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you're going Norfair, you're just looking for an objective, but you know that there's an objective in B.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like if you were to pick Norfair and it had Crocomire, then you could skip Torian. Whereas if you go to Batoon first, then it's harder to turn around.
Yep.
And that means that the race could, like, it'd make a lot of sense to come down to T versus N, and then wherever C is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pool does not really have much reason to come back to B now, though, so he might go in right after W. So we'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's a better way to say what I was getting at.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Pool Float's going to be closer to N, but Divine will be closer to T.
It looks like Pool Float is going to get this map maybe much faster than Divine did. We will have to see.
Yeah, and then with Space Jump, well, it didn't even need to, but gets up through the Metroids maybe faster than Divine did with the gravity jump, because Tor transitions take time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, taking the correct path to the map, and also not gonna have any trouble, like crossing the spikes. Hopefully took a save. The save would be amazing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I imagine wants to scout out the plasma beam before the GT fight. Gonna be in the area anyway.
He does have a save back in Meridia, so that's a pretty close save to Wreck Chip here. So I would like him to revert. I think he saved right at Mission Impossible after that.
Yeah, I remember Divine doing that too, but Divine went up and collected all those items, and so I had to resave.
Yeah, there we go. Very good revert there. Nice fast Batoon here. This plasma.
Yeah, it's only 4 shots with full beam. Oh, he's a slippery snake.
Mm-hmm.
You can't leave too early. You need the wall to break, and then you can leave. Now, the left side is a gray door, and that'll open when he's dead, but the right side is blue.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many objectives are at risk of leaving the room too early, but occasionally you can for Batoon. Made the check anyway.
Yeah, you can. I know Shack Tool, you can do it. You can mess with that one. You can do probably Spore Spawn if you do it in reverse. And I guess Batoon too, so.
Now, Spore Spawn is hard to do too fast, because if he dies, you get the flag immediately.
Oh yeah, okay. Didn't realize that one.
Spore Spawn's special in that way. Yeah, Pool Float going up to Plasma, gonna come back for your GT. Divine climbing to Torian. And if you're just fast enough, then you can get away with doing extra zones. But generally it comes down to whether or where Croc lives in this scene.
Surprised at the extra wrecked ship room here for pool float.
Yeah,
For
just a missile pack.
Mm-hmm.
Going through one of the worst rooms in the game for a missile pack.
Mm-hmm.
Did not revert the Phantom kill, I see.
Nope.
So far I would have saved even more time to revert that.
Mm-hmm.
Our first look at Torian, right as pool float collects plasma beam.
Mm-hmm.
So Divine doesn't need anything else. Gravity probably speeds things up. Screw attack might speed things up. Fast map.
Mm-hmm. That's good for Divine here.
Yeah, probably gonna wait for the fish.
He save anywhere between Botwoon and here? I don't remember him doing that.
I don't think so. I don't think there's any saves on the path.
Mm-hmm. Which is unfortunate for him, but
a map that is not as close as it seems. Well, most of the time, Etikun beat Tom's just connects to some riser room on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Without X-ray, this is an expert. Looks like a major though.
Mm-hmm.
Missing the wall jumps.
Yeah.
Really? The wall jumps are enabled? You can do it.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Nicely done. First try.
Yeah, just froze that in exactly the right place. No setup at all.
Mm-hmm. And there's the map for us. And GT for a pool float here.
Bit of a slow trip to see, but
yeah.
The path continues.
Mm-hmm.
So pool float is like in a fine position. Could be closer. Yeah. I don't know if these double hit from this far out, but the beam is pretty wide.
Mm-hmm.
So probably double hits.
Yep.
I think that's all we're watching for in like fight with this much equipment is if they get into the safe spot and it's a fast enough fight with charged plasma. And then the mentors are gonna be here telling them how to do the fight safely.
Yeah. Long trip up Main Street for Divine, but does have the equipment for it.
Yeah. If you're really practiced at it, it can go somewhat fast. Like do with high jump ice, just freeze everything in just the right place. Don't accidentally kill any crabs.
Mm-hmm.
But every missed jump costs multiple seconds since we're in water moving so slow. And I guess that's where most of the time loss is going to come from in executing this climb. Just missed jumps, extra jumps, pauses for springball jumps.
All right. So pool float, I think we'll probably go into Norfair, so we'll see quite divergent paths here.
Yeah.
Really depends where Croc lives.
I'm wondering what their team is thinking of in terms of the race, too.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how pool float came out ahead in the second race? What decided that mostly?
It was a speed lock. It was Divine went into the left side of Meridia, which had Decora and Frog Speedway blocking it, but there was another entrance, so Pool Float went up, got speed, and the Zeb skip and charge, which ended up winning the race.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering if their team thinks that they need a big thing to happen to beat Divine. Like using one zone instead of another.
Mm-hmm. There's our last boss in Criteria, so...
Yeah. Wish you had Space Jump now. Oh, this is Shine Spark. Okay, so nice adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
My first thought was the spring ball bounce across, but you don't have great runway for that. Hit the door.
the grapple tutorial 3. I see.
Yeah. I think that room must have just come up enough that I've made it like important to recognize it, even though it doesn't really stand out that much on its own. But it has that green gate and all the water, so it's important to know it. There you go.
There you go.
And then we saw that Crocmire's here in Criteria, so Pool Float going to have to come this way, whether he wants to or decides against it.
Yep.
So good on both of them for coming back. Divine getting the Batoon kill in a more efficient way, having a stronger beam. Ended up working out.
Yeah, not having to double dip crab shaft too, so pretty big time save there.
Yeah, if they were to make it through Crab Shaft, then the actual path forward was through Main Street. Yeah. And that is not something we'd expect them to do with just high jump.
Yeah, that'd be stuck either way.
Yeah, it's better that they failed early. You can do it, but not in a mentor tournament.
No, not learning underwater wall jumps in a mentor seed.
No. That is extreme tech.
So, no Norfer for either player. Turns out.
Yeah, it's interesting that neither went Norfair. Well, both of them took the exact same route. Just had Pool Float turn back around for Space Jump earlier, and then also was able to keep it. Divine turned back in Brinstar earlier, but also had that one death that didn't let him keep Space Jump. And then I just keep mentioning how it feels like Divine is moving faster and has built up a lead from it.
Yeah.
Trying to moonfall in water. Not as helpful as you think.
No.
You build up fall speed in water much slower than in air. But then also, you have to avoid all the enemies all the same. Yeah. There is one place where you do a moonfall in water. I guess a few. And that's when you are stuck between enemies, moonfalling, building up infinite speed. And it is noticeably longer than if you have gravity suit on to build up the same amount of speed.
High-fiving here in the Edakuni tank room.
Divine getting a little trapped in. Both of them just getting swarmed with B-toms. Little monsters there. So Pool Float not going for the ice clip, which makes sense. As I said, it's an expert to do that ice clip. Although I think I'll try and put the ice clip with a setup into very hard or something. Never get around to that. So, just a few extra rooms. You could easily spend like a bunch of time attempting the ice clip and not getting it. Definitely want the map. In Map Rando, you get the maps. So I saw that in Quad Rando, map icons have been added to the map now too. And then they even had the same kind of Map Rando randomization brought into Metroid 1.
Yeah.
So that was cool to see.
I think I heard that was procedural actually, so not quite the same as Map Rando. It's more free-flowing than Super Metroids here, where you have the same rooms over and over. You have pretty much sections of rooms for Metroid 1, which was interesting to see.
Yeah, it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool stuff what Quad Rando's doing.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now Pool Float gets to think about the long Main Street climb while Divine makes their way to Mother Brain here in India. Means we'll get another short escape here. We had a 4-minute escape, a 1-minute escape, and looks like another 1-minute escape probably.
Yeah, not even.
Yeah.
You can only put so much multiplier on 4 rooms.
Yep, that's true. This one's even closer than the last one. And Divine this time has his Zeb skip, so doesn't need to do anything fancy.
It's a little concerned he's going to bounce into the pirate there.
Mm-hmm.
There's still time for Shacktool. Shacktool made it to the mini boss's seed. Special guest.
He's pretending he's a mini boss.
Yeah, a unique special character has appeared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, gets his own cutscene. All mini bosses have a cutscene. I think he fits in.
Yeah, he definitely does. Go.
Yeah, and he's taken down.
Mm-hmm. Murdered in cold blood. All he did was dig for you.
Yeah. Divine had no possible way to Mother Brain. They killed his savior. Very nice Zeb skip.
Mm-hmm.
Well done. Has 2 tanks of leeway. Oh, okay. If you freeze a Rinka over your head in the acid, that gets highly damaging. Was able to avoid that.
Mm-hmm.
So it just needs to avoid a tiny bit of damage, which is usually fine when you have strong enough weapons.
Mm-hmm.
This is like 2 shots and then 27 supers.
Mm-hmm.
So won't be seeing too many attacks, but do want to avoid them.
Nice dodge. Ooh. From the first one, not the second one.
Yeah, only took half of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Vine is through.
Mm-hmm. Oh. 35. We're getting some guesses here. Thank you for remembering, everybody. Yeah, I'd guess around 40 would be right.
Yeah, same. Around 40, plus or
Mm-hmm.
minus 5. 30.
A little bit less.
Yep, could be a... It is a quick escape, though.
Mm-hmm.
That it is. So Pool Float about to be entering the croc fight, right as Divine reaches the landing site room. So it looks like Divine is set up to be the winner of this best of 3, going to be continuing on through the bracket. Well done, Divine.
Mm.
Also, Wurtzer, the mentor.
Mm-hmm.
There's some slight coordination on these interviews.
Mm-hmm.
When the runners are given the invite, they have to pass it along to the mentor.
Mm-hmm.
And then this whole series has a we've been watching the loser play out the rest of their seed for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like we're getting more of that too.
Mm-hmm. Got all the bosses done for this seed at least. Notice that Divine has finished here. They are focused after all. Hello, Divine. Welcome in.
Hello, hello.
Order. GG's.
Hello.
Welcome.
GG's.
How's the last race? What now we're speaking 3.
Yeah, speaking 3.
Is it close?
I
You
think
were-
Poolful
you're
was
pretty
on
far
proc
ahead.
when you finished. Yeah.
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 Okay.
Okay, so they didn't get gravity either.
Nope.
That's interesting.
No. You both did essentially exactly the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
They just got space jump a little sooner than you did, and were able to keep it.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah, I wasn't really worried about it.
I was convinced that had to be filler because it looked one-way reachable, but I guess the Metroid room made it not one-way reachable.
the gate glitch wouldn't be something you could go through without way.
Oh, that's
Wave.
right. I forgot. Okay, that makes more sense. I forgot about that being a thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry. What was it? What was that?
So yeah,
Why
the
wasn't it filler?
Space jump was able to be not filler because the gate. Because you needed a wave beam to cross the gate.
Yeah, so we were like watching you collect majors, keeping an eye out for wave beam for the gate, and then you ran into it, but you kept going forward for a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then after that, you turned back. So we were a little confused on that.
There was
I saw that and like that loop is like, okay, well, we have to go down a one-way and speed is our way back. Even though there's a major in there, it has to be filler because it's one-way reachable. But I wasn't thinking about gate glitch being a blocker there.
wasn't.
So
Oh yeah. And
so
it was.
we were thinking at the time that it's like, oh, that's ice beam that will take us back to Batoon Hallway so we can do Mission Impossible and get the major there. But clearly that was not the case.
Oh, yeah. Did you need ice beam for Mission Impossible? I thought there was a path on the right.
There was a path on the right, but I don't know if you could. It requires speed, and I think by the time that we just kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Mission Impossible is definitely an afterthought at the time.
Right.
Like we were just like, okay, we could go Bryn or we could go back for Mission Impossible. We kind of want to go Bryn, but we don't want to leave something important behind. So that's why we like took so long to go back there because we were just like we didn't really want to have to do that.
Yeah, it just gets hard to follow the logic in these normal, medium normal seeds because once you get like into the middle of it, extra majors pop up that you can reach that might not be important, maybe. Because it looked like you had ice and spring ball and maybe space jump ball available at the same time.
Yeah. So how are we supposed to like break through? Because didn't we have to do the super block in Big Pink to get to speed?
Yeah, I don't know how. What was
There's
the
a path
logic
through
on
the
that?
bottom.
Yeah, you can loop.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I thought so. You did that in the reverse order to pool float steam. You had the map before high jump, so I thought you were going to use your map advantage and go directly to Red Tower from below, but no.
What was like the main time advantage? The disparity here. Did we just execute things a little bit faster sometimes?
You were a little ahead most of the early game, and then Bullfloat did go to Crab Shaft once before you, and did reverse Batoon with just wave. So
just wave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was calling
I realized
an
that
execution
afterward.
advantage.
Yeah.
After
But overall,
we only when we went back with plasma, we were like, oh hey, we could have done this with charge wave.
It's funny because like I think I kind of implicitly thought of that initially, because like Divine was like, oh, Batuan's down there, and it was like, okay, well we can just do him now, is what I was saying, and he's like,
Like, what do you mean?
But we can't do him from behind. We got to go through fish tanks. Like, oh yeah, you're right, and like it completely wiped my brain. It was like, oh yeah, we do have wave charge.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was questioning that too. Like, you left Brinstar, you had a killable mini-boss, but then when you left, you went a different way. And so, like, you're forcing yourself to come back, like, which ended up working out since it sent you towards Criteria.
It was a hub zone, and for the most part, I was thinking that not all of the rest of the objectives were going to be in a singular zone. It's a play. It's not. Is it the best play? I don't know. Is it the worst play? But I was expecting to have to come back to Batuan at some point, and so we just kind of left them.
Yeah, once you get the wreck ship map, then you see that it goes Brinstar, Tori, and Criteria, and then it's hard to not have another boss up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the other question. You get the Brinstar map, and then Crab Shaft into Torian is possible, but you decided against it, so just didn't want to break logic on that, I guess.
For the most part, not really. We were kind of just like we saw that, and we were like, yeah, that's kind of wreck ship, and there's stuff over there, but like the majors that we left behind are probably worth more than breaking logic.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it seemed like he wanted water movement majors or just good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, we were kind of on the track. We overlooked the Batuan things. We were on the mindset of, oh, well, we need water movement to even get to Batuan, which was not true, but that's where our mindset was.
Yeah. So
yes, the win out Shack 2.
Again.
Shack 2 again.
I think this one though, like I think the third one in particular, a lot of it was seed bleed, and I think another big chunk of it is just like me and Divine having different play styles and different tendencies, so we ended up like talking back and forth across different ideas. So it's like it worked out, but it definitely was just a little awkward because like, oh, we can go this way. We look at the map and we'd say two different things. I'm like, wait, you saw that? Wait, you saw that? It's like, what? Because our eyes are just going in different directions.
So game one, we had a little bit of a dispute between us. Once we were in West Ocean, he wanted me to go back immediately for Ridley, and I'm like, but this map, man, we gotta get this map. And he's like, you should probably go for Ridley first. I'm like, but this map. And so I went with Ridley because he's like, there's one combination in like 6 that going for this map is actually worth it. And it was that 1 in 6 chance.
Yep, with Fantoon there and Mother Brain somewhere else. Which even then, I'm still not convinced it saves more than like 20 seconds to do that first. So it's like the dramatic amount of time you would lose for doing that and being wrong versus the tiny amount of time you save for doing that and being right. Just like, to me, it does not calculate.
How much time you're spending like thinking about the immediate 1v1 race and like playing as a mentor tournament participant versus your future races, like racing against everyone in the season races, like where those like tens of seconds time saves make a bigger difference.
Yeah. But I'm definitely one who tends to agree with Eddie's philosophy of just like, hey, if this choice is statistically more likely to pay off, you take that option every time. Like I'll gamble sometimes, or for the most part, if I see it's like, oh, this is like an 80-20, it's like I'm taking the 80%.
What did Pool fight GT with?
He had full beam. Same as you guys.
Okay. Yeah, we were
kind
of curious about that.
I was thinking that maybe you blind GT before you get to the map, and then once you get the map, you're like, oh, let me just do GT right here.
No, they routed map right away.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, which I think That one was weird because didn't we like have to go down to go up or something?
Yeah.
It was down and around. Yeah, you have to go
Yeah.
down and back up.
Yeah.
To the
So
volcano.
like, as soon as I started going up, I'm like, this is the wrong direction.
Hmm.
But I mean, I guess it was fine in the end. But
Yeah.
Mhm.
and oh, if you had questions about my questionable movement on the escape, my my jump button got stuck. That's why I was like spazzing out and
Is that
in
a no
in
jump button
climb.
escape?
Yep.
Doing the escape
I was
only
getting
with
really
buffer
concerned.
jumps.
Yep. I was getting really concerned because I'm just like, this is a short escape. If you stall too long on this, you could fail, and then pool float could be right behind us, and then losing a match to that would be the worst feeling in the world.
Mhm.
But nah, he made it first try, so we were good.
Yeah.
I mean, medium's forgiving enough.
Yeah. But like, if you don't get your jump button working, like,
It was just it got stuck indented, and so I was like, I had to like
Yeah.
jiggle it out a little bit. So I was like, oh,
Mhm.
okay.
As pool float reaching the ship. So GG's to them. It's a time of 1 hour, 14 minutes, 25 seconds. Then go wait for their team to show up in the interview booth. See what they think about the seeds.
the gravity had to be Norfair, right?
Had to be.
Yeah.
If yeah,
You
if
got
we
all the
didn't
other
find it, we didn't
mountains,
find
right?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
Hello, hello.
Hello, GG's.
Hey, GG's.
Jeez.
How about that 4-step seed in game 1?
Mhm.
Right.
That
So
that
dumb.
I have nothing good to say about that seed.
That
Yeah.
map and the map
Um,
in the first seed was awful.
Okay, so I have a question about that seed. I'm assuming you guys got the map in whatever region Big Pink was in. Did you guys not think about getting into bowling out of logic? Because
Like doing,
Varia
like,
was in
speed-
bowling
Mhm.
off of Big Bank.
Yeah, they're the super block.
No, he did that. He did
Yeah.
that part. It's the part where he was not able to do a lot of it was the map was like for Fantoon was up in the middle of forever away. So he basically last location Fantoon first seed.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait, did y'all
Where's-
get Varia then?
Maybe I'm thinking of the second one that he got.
Yeah.
No, this-
Because I looked
I
at
honestly,
your tracker
I
at
honestly
the
can't
end,
remember
and-
right now.
Yeah, I looked at your
I just-
tracker after you finished, and Varia wasn't on it. So, and that's where it was. in
Oh
bowling there.
no, we didn't do that because we were going to, and then we realized no supers because it took me 48 minutes to get super missiles.
That's also true.
Oh, gotcha.
So-
That'll do
He
it.
didn't. He wasn't comfortable going up to get the supers without
And-
more life or a way up to go
Yeah,
up double
okay.
shaft.
Cumber
That
Shaft,
was
yeah.
the supers. Those were rough supers. We ended up like doing like a whole bunch of blinding in criteria and feeling really bad about it.
So did we.
But then because of that, we had extra tanks to go for supers
Yeah.
and crumble shaft.
I think I
Well,
think I had
the-
2 tanks going into Crumple Shaft.
Yeah,
Well, he
I
had
think
he had 2 tanks. Well, he had 3
Oh.
on the way back, but
Yeah.
he had went
Gotcha,
to everything
okay.
else first.
yeah. The problem was when we first saw the X, in Crumble Shaft, it was like, oh, I have 0 tanks. I cannot do that.
Yeah, we didn't get to that to even see crumble shaft until we had more health. So
Yeah.
it kind of worked out because otherwise we might have forgotten about it. I think.
Yeah, because like if he would have had it at that point, then we would have. But it was one of those like check all these things to make it to where he's comfortable to go up the shaft too, because like
Yeah.
that. I don't know. That's like crumble shaft is kind of crappy anyway. If like
Mhm.
especially if it's not, you know. And then the only thing on the other side was botch wound, which yeah, you can
Yep.
do that, but you also have to like probably not get hit. Also,
It was also a super door too, so it's like you before you get the supers, you can't even go through that door.
I guess it was, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because I remember thinking about that. It's like, oh, because crumble shaft is weird because going up the left side ends up being slower
Yeah.
because the sova that blocks your path. So like, what I will do whenever I'm doing that room. I'll go up the right side, and then probably go into the next room, see if there's like health or something, and then come back and get the item that way.
Yep.
So like my brain, as I'm watching the mini maps, like, wait, could he have done that? No, that's a super door. That's Batoon anyway. So like you're not getting health from that unless you just do the fight. So no.
I ended up leaving that room with 16 HP because I decided to go up the left
Yeah.
side instead of the right side.
Yep.
He went
It's
up the
also
left
harder
side
to go
also,
up the
but
right side because
by
you
the
gotta
time that-
crumble jump across.
by the time that he got to that point, you had
I had space
Screw
and
and
screw,
space.
so it
Yeah.
was easy to get up
okay.
there.
yeah, with high jump, so like it made it a lot. You just kind of just rode the wall up.
Yeah.
But that
That-
one
that
was
proceed
just
was
wild
awful.
because we looked at the credits afterward. It was literally a 4-step seed. There were 4 steps to logic, and it's like, what?
Yeah, I'm
Oh, that-
assuming that on this last seed that you guys did the transition jump up to T and then came back down very quickly.
No, actually, we did
oh,
we
I
did
see.
high jump
No.
ice climb.
Okay. All right. Well, I figured you guys would have taken the other route and did that, but
Yeah, we actually did a bit of a fail upwards there because we forgot that we had charge and wave. So we were thinking, oh, we got to loop around fish tank to do bot moon, so we need water movement. So we came back down, found spring ball and a bunch of other stuff before coming back. But because of that, we got to skip Norfair.
Yeah, we didn't see Norfair either.
Yeah,
But we came back with full beam for Batoon, which made it
yeah, Batoon was
quite a bit quicker.
at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was just charge. It was just charge wave when I killed him.
Mhm.
I liked how you stand a little bit further away, like signs of like knowing how to do the fight without the suit.
I've seen enough people take a hit there when he decides to clip 1 pixel through that. So like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stand back a
Yeah.
little bit.
which he
Or when he
also,
decides to shoot at you.
which I also told him too that like, hey, look, even if he does hit you and you're like in risk of dying, you can just leave because that door stays
True.
open.
And I had to remind the Divine, like, wait for the wall to fall before you leave the door, or else you have to kill him again.
Yes, very important. That's one of the few fights where you can leave before or leave too early, and then he'll respawn later.
Yep.
You don't get the flag.
How about that
That's
second seed
awful.
though? That was
When was that?
that was quite the annoying one. Did you guys have speed for that?
Meridia?
or-
Yeah, he got
yeah.
he got speed at GT,
We never found
and
speed.
then yeah, speed
Nope.
speed was top left of GT, so he got speed and then dropped through and then just killed GT and then continued.
Dang.
Yeah, I was debating just grabbing speed and turning around, but looking at the map, I'm like, it's actually quicker to just kill him.
Did you guys have a charge?
Yeah, he had full
Yeah.
beam.
Yep. We decided to skip charge because we saw how nasty the loop was to get there. It's like, surely we'll find supers along the way.
Oh yeah,
And
no,
we
he
were-
saw it and he had enough
we-
tanks. He was like, I'll just
Yeah.
do this and I'll refill on the other side. He made it to the refill, I think, with like 20 HP.
Yeah, something like that.
Dang. Yep. We
second
did
was
get our
very
30 supers, but like we had to scrounge and kill Batoon to get our last one.
Yeah.
Like it worked out well in his favor that he got charge and then looped back around and we got Varia and then it was just kind of over at that
Yeah.
point.
Yep. I think if we had found speed, it would have been really, really close. Because we got to the left side of Meridia,
I don't know how you didn't find
and then we
speed, to
ran
be
into
honest.
Frog Speedway to get, which is what we needed to get to the other side.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, I guess we just loop back around, go to Bryn, and get to Meridia that way. And then we also had to kill the Zebs because we couldn't speed skip with Zeb, or Zeb skip
Yeah,
with
but like
speed.
GT was like on the way though. I think.
They went up to criteria first without supers, which caused them not to be able to get the map, which
Yeah.
made them do a completely different route than you guys.
Yeah, we never got criteria map.
Oh,
Which-
okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I was. We were kind of talking about that and debating like which one, because like you get the objective done, which is cool, but we probably won't get the map, so it felt kind of bad. But at that point, we're just like, okay, we just have to assume nothing important is up there because otherwise that's just a straight up time loss.
Gotcha.
It's a fascinating few seeds there.
Seems to be a bit of a track record whenever I'm playing.
Right.
Those maps were like in Narnia.
All I can say is thank you for picking speed and not banning speed, because like that was gonna be my pick, and if you banned it, I was gonna be devastated.
I told him based off of what you banned, I would have I was like, you're confident in water movement from what you said. I was like, ban gravity.
Mhm.
And then gravity was like what, second item or something? Like seriously?
Yeah.
Like, why is this?
Yep.
Like how is that
It's
possible?
like, well, look at this.
Yep.
Mhm.
I honestly forgot Grab was banned instead of picked because we got it so early.
Yeah, that part made no sense. I don't understand how that works.
I don't know, man. That is the track record for this game mode. For all of the season 4 tournament, like we were constantly pointing it out on commentary. It's like you ban an item, it's gonna show up within 5 minutes, which makes zero sense because the randomizer doesn't know what we picked and banned. That information doesn't go in there at all, but somehow it happens every time.
So dumb.
It's silly. Sometimes it happens.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep.
I blame change though. You know,
Yeah,
My fault.
Probably his fault.
Definitely my fault.
absolutely.
But
Okay.
yeah, we will let you guys go. Got a few more mentor tournament seeds coming your way on Wednesday is the next scheduled one. So
Yep.
for not a while, and then we do have the ML Bounce though coming up this weekend. We have quite a few matches there. We got 3 matches this weekend, so tune in tomorrow.
The first.
Luna
that's Mars the first. Sorry.
Luna Gargans early on tomorrow, and Eddie Sunwoo later on, and then Chozo versus Mo on Sunday. So tune in for all of those matches. Yeah, goodbye everybody.
Bye.
Bye.